D, line them up.
What's going on, CBR fam? We back here once again. How y'all doing? I want to give a shout out to Dimitri. I want to give a shout out to Dimitri. I want to give a shout out to Tuck. And I want to give out a shout out to Sam, people that been really, really rocking with us. I want to give some shout outs to everybody that's showing up here already. We got cousin Tuck. What up, Tuck? We got Ro. We got Dimitri. We got Chris from Inbox. Hey, Chris, man, it says something was delivered, and it wasn't delivered here, and I hope it wasn't delivered in Mississippi. But yeah. We got Trailer Park Chondros. Don't ever try to change your name back or to whatever you try to change it to. Don't ever do that again. You're gonna be Trailer Park Chondros for the rest of your life. We got Trey. We got Dee Dee, Ro, James, Mikey Marsh. We got cousin Jaffe and John Jones, man. Hey, man, I'm glad to see y'all. I'm gonna show this video from Chris from Inbox, man, because I just think it needs to be seen. So that is products made by Chris from Innerbox 3D. Go check them out and make sure that you use the promo code. We said I think that was Mike's package for some reason. I'll put you on a notification. It's all good. I'm just saying if you sent it to somebody that probably doesn't have snakes. What up, CJ? Hey, free Keno. And every time y'all come in here and y'all say some shit about Keno, he not being here, that makes me happy. So keep on talking shit about this man till he figured out how to get here on time. But in the meantime, in between time, we are going to skip through the deep dive for the MVF. I had one, but because we really want to get as much time with our guests as possible. What's up, Andy? We gonna get through it. Andy, man, how you doing, man? If you want to hop in with your mentors, let me know. I'll bring your ass in. So we're gonna get to it right now. We got Opdahl. We got Tim. We got the man who gets blottoed and the man who goes him out of county jail. What's up, y'all?
About right. Yeah, how's it going, Travis?
It's going. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing well.
Tim wouldn't bail me out. Tim would be like, "That's the deserve that, motherfucker."
Hey, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. I told Andy he can come in if he wants to and kick it with y'all. Since y'all know Andy so well. So we'll
Andy
see if
who?
he wants to. Andy Middleton.
That's water sports.
What is Keno?
Andy.
What does Keno call it? He calls him the golfer or something.
No, he's the young. What does he call him? The young. Jesus Christ. He's like the up and coming ambassador.
some shit like that he calls him.
He's like, let Andy live, man.
I like Andy, man. Andy's good people, man. Every time I talk to Andy, it was an enjoying. It was I enjoyed the conversation, each one of them. But I'm glad to have you guys here. For the people that don't know you guys, could you guys introduce yourselves to them and give them a quick background? We'll start with you, Opdahl.
I'll let Timmy kick it off. Age before beauty, right?
Hey, man, don't you listen? You don't say that about Tim Morris.
Give him the back slap.
Timmy's the senior
Oh,
here.
stunner.
You know, he's got more, more history and story than I do. So,
All right. Well, no. So I'm Tim Morris. So I'm a new chondro keeper, and James is my mentor. All right. So I'm here to learn from him.
That's scary.
it's the special needs method that I teach here, Tim. Strap your helmet. We're fucking off for a wild ride.
Hey man, I don't know if I would ever leave a student, neither child or adult, in just the what would be the word for it? Like, I guess not protected, unprotected hands of Opdahl.
Oh, the hands of
Yeah,
a menace.
yeah. I don't know if I just want to leave anybody with you alone. That was kind of scary.
I don't know. He'd slap a student upside the head, maybe. I don't know. I deserve it, probably.
That's scary. That's scary. But anyway, man, yeah, we got a lot of history between these two, even history that doesn't even really involve chondros. Uh, these two are good people to hear from. So let's hear from you too, Sir Opdahl.
So I don't know. I've been breeding snakes my whole life. So since I was 10 years old, at least 8, 10 years old, working with animals, and started working with chondros like, I don't know, in the early 90s. Kind of got straight away, but came right back to it, and that's how I met Timmy, because he had a killer blue male for sale, and at the time that was what I was looking for, and it's all history from there. Got my first blue snake from this man right here, Tim Morris, the legend.
Yes, the legendary Tim Morris, who's also a skateboard legend as well.
Yeah, I did a little riding around back in the day.
Just a little bit, just
a little bit.
Just being sponsored in magazines.
Signature as well.
Yeah, I have a few of those.
Yeah, cool stuff. Now he's a tortoise wrestler.
That's right.
What's a tourist wrestler?
Tortoise.
Oh,
Timmy. He's breeding Hermans and what are the ones? Pancakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Hey, the tortoises
Timmy
really
is,
make that little weird noise when they mate. Do they really make that like noise? Do they make that?
Absolutely. The sound of joy, right? That's pretty funny.
Ringtone. Your ringtone.
Yo, listen, that should be illegal to have as your ringtone, because only some people will figure it out. It's like, that's fucking weird.
Who is that girl?
I shouldn't know that.
Tortoise.
I really shouldn't know that.
Tortoise.
Oh man.
The big question is, what did you do to that tortoise to make it sound like that?
I don't know, man. I saw a video. It was a video of a tortoise. I was just like, this can't be real. Because when you see a tortoise, you just like make no noises. And it's just like they make a noise when they screw.
Tortoise is like,
yeah. Oh, dog, your audio is cutting out. Can you hear him, Tim?
I mean, I hear what you're hearing. It's cutting out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. My signal, it goes up and down here, so unfortunately.
If you
Jimmy's still in dialogue, man.
If you don't want to do it in your snake room, you don't have to do it in your snake room. You can do it elsewhere.
It's just easier to do it down here. It's cooler.
Tell James to move closer to the phone. Andy says move closer to the phone.
Any better?
He definitely gets the award for the backdrop, man. That's
Yeah,
That's a badass backdrop in the back.
It's
You're
beautiful.
right here, Timmy. Can you see him?
No, what is that?
That's the female. The
Oh, the Collins female.
yeah, that's the Wamena Azor Aru.
Which, by the
You
way,
gotta-
yeah, he said he wants to sell it now, knowing what you got for the other one.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's look it up a little bit and see if it's a male or female.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I don't think he's in a major hurry, but
All right, that's cool.
You got a question already, Tim, from Jaffe. He says, question for the legend, Tim. Let's say you want to get back into chondros. Will your nephews just hook you up? Also, we'd say, ha, ha, ha. Also, do they still have some of your OG stuff?
I don't know. The answer to the first question, I'm not sure. I don't have the money to play in the realm that Christian sells stuff for. Yeah, that stuff's gotten next level, So,
Yeah.
it's a good question. That would be a question for him. I don't know. I don't know what all he's got left.
Timmy, doesn't
Yes.
Doesn't this female have? Does it have the legend blood in it?
Well, it's got Azure, which I was Mr. Blue back to the mom, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so that would have, because Mr. Blue had legend blood in it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I get a better number out of her next time.
See, and I'm just going to botch up all the lineage stuff. So if my nephew's listening in, he'll jump in because he'll feel the need to correct me, and he's the one who's got all the details down on all these lineages.
Well, he's more than
Andy's
welcome
pretty
to jump in any space. He's come in the chat room before, so shout out to C Stu. Shout out to C Stu. All right, so I want to get to this real early. Also, Tuck says James can build amazing cages and produce beautiful snakes, but can't get good Wi-Fi.
And we can't be a master of.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't have everything. Drake told y'all back in 2016, can't have everything, can't have everything. But what we do got was we got legends here. So let's get to that. I want to talk about you guys and when you guys first got into the chondro community, and at what point in time did you guys start working together? And I want to talk about you guys' journey separately. So at first we're gonna start with Tim. Let's talk about your journey into getting into chondros.
So that probably started 91, 92.
Damn.
When I bought the Ross and Marzak reproductive husbandry book, and it was, well, I mean, all the boas and pythons, or almost all of them, but among which was, the chondros, which, the bright colors of the neos definitely get your attention. And then, of course, there were several contributions by Trooper, and I realized that I didn't know him at the time, and then I realized he was right down at National Zoo. So my nephew Sean and I took a drive down there to try to hook up, try to introduce ourselves. And that was kind of a comical story in and of itself. The first chondro I got, I believe, was in the summer of '93 when I was down at the Orlando, which is now the Daytona show. I bought one from Trooper, then he gave me one. The one he gave me happened to be a twin. The litter mate died, but that animal turned out to be the so-called legend male.
You didn't want to sell you one either.
What's that?
He didn't want to sell you one either, right? That's what you told me. He made you kind of twist in the wind for it.
No, he gave it to me. He basically told me that he was like, "Here, I'm going to give you this animal." It was one of the smallest hatchlings I've ever hatched out and had survived. And
hold on a second. Did Opdahl Did he say that he made you twist the wing?
No, twist in the wind. I thought
Oh,
that originally.
I was
were-
like, what the fuck?
I thought
What
you
y'all
guys
got
were
going on?
originally. No, I thought you were inquiring about them, and he's like, "Nah, you don't want these." They're like,
No, so I think what part of you're thinking about is when my wife at the time and I were first looking at the different chondros that Eugene
That's
and
it.
Trooper had.
yeah,
My wife at the time wanted a yellow neonate. I wanted a maroon.
gotcha.
And we had picked out, finally went or decided we were going to go the track of the maroon. So we picked one that was, $750 was like the going rate for a standard chondro, for a hatchling anyway, or a well-established hatchling. And so then we pick one out, and then Trooper comes out with this larger animal that was hatched earlier in the year. And he convinced my wife at the time, this is the one you probably want because it'll probably make it back to Maryland from Florida, even though the other one would have been fine. But then that one was like $200 more. It was $950. And then, my wife and him got in this little back and forth about, well, why is this more money? And Trooper was like, oh, because it's bigger. It'll more likely make it back to Maryland. But then it was a day later that he gave me the legend male, and he gave it to me because I was volunteering down the zoo for several years during summer breaks from college. But he gave it to me basically saying, look, I don't think this thing's going to amount to much, but I know you'll give it a good home.
So, just I would just explain to some people that may not know what that legend male is. Just
Yeah, break him off with some knowledge.
Well, I mean, he was, the sire of Mr. Blue. I mean, as far as the lineage is concerned, Jimmy, you might remember more about it than I do. It's been years since I've looked at any lineages, so I couldn't accurately tell you. I know that he was litter mate to the so-called computer chondro or calico.
mhm.
So he had that kind of blood. I guess there was a chance that he had albino, right? Wasn't the
Yeah,
albino gene? Didn't the albino gene go through that litter? I think.
I thought the Trooper Walsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that was unbeknownst to the time. So, yeah. So, I mean, I got my first two animals in '93 at the Daytona or Orlando show. One we bought and one he gave to me.
Nice.
And then a year later, because the animal we bought for $950 was actually a litter mate to, well, what became the legend. A year later, I asked if he would swap it out genetically. I know I only offered that animal because I know it was a female, and based on his words, from which he gave me the legend male, made it, sort of implied to me that he didn't want it back, or wouldn't have wanted it back. So at first he didn't want to do a trade. He said he didn't have anything, and then later he offered what became, I guess, the Tim Morris Blue female, which was a litter mate to Joan Collins and to Powder.
Was that a maternally incubated clutch? That first one you did?
Yeah, I mean, 4 out of the 6 litters I did with that female were maternally incubated.
That's awesome.
And 4 of them, and they happen on back-to-back years. So I bred them in '95, produced the '96 litter, of which Mr. Blue came out of. And then in '95, bred her again to an animal my nephew Sean owned, a male. We got animals out of that, of which I guess, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong on this one, but I'm pretty certain there was an animal that Brooke, what's his name, down in Texas, Brooke
Bernstein?
Yeah, Brooke Bernstein, right? He bought from me a snowflake, female that came from that 95, 96 litter. And then I gave her a year off and then bred her again 2 consecutive years with Mr. Blue. And again, both times, tried maternal. So I'm amazed I didn't kill her.
Did you notice any increased feeding responses or anything more positive about the neos from maternally incubated as opposed to just regular incubation?
Well, no, and I mean you got to figure the first time I bred those 2 animals, that was my first litter raising up. So the fact that I had difficulties feeding about half the litter could have been as much as me not knowing what the hell I was doing. You know what I mean? More than, them catching on. I can't remember much about that second litter that produced that snowflake female. Yeah, I don't remember, Jimmy. I mean, I do know. I do think I remember that when we bred Mr. Blue back to mom, some of those babies were a little difficult. I do recall and then the final 2 litters that we did with my blue female was to Daddy Pants that Buddy Getzker owned, and they were they were artificially incubated because he had a nice Forma, incubator. I do remember those babies being a little more easier to start, but again, I could have just gotten better. And of course, Buddy and I were splitting the litter too. So
was that what do you call her, snowflake girl? Was that like anything with the related to that flower girl that I thought flower girl was Kim Eller's? Somebody she lent it
yeah,
back.
it may have. I don't remember. I know Sean's male, I think, was like it had. I don't know if you guys remember Gary Sipperly.
Yeah.
He had some pretty good lines and had this Sipperly influence in it, which, we thought at the time, contributed sort of the flowered appearance.
Big head.
There's the boss, man. Where you been, man? You're late.
There you go.
Big head.
Hey, we got caught in the rain at football practice.
Yeah,
Man,
you're at that bar
shut
too
your
late,
ass
man.
up.
Come on.
Yeah. At the midget twerk fest.
So look, we're not supposed to be doing that. We supposed to be going to behave ourselves. This show.
I never said that. I don't think you said that.
I did.
So they just put the
Weird.
bowl from the ceiling to the bar top, and that's where they go? Like just popping and locking up there on the bar?
I'm a Christian man.
Okay, that don't mean you ain't full of filth, foreign filth.
I don't do none of this stuff that y'all talking about.
That doesn't mean you won't do any of that stuff. Now, come on.
Yeah. We don't believe that at all. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
What's up, Keno?
What's going on, James? Tim, how y'all feeling?
We're feeling good now that you're in the house.
Oh, thank you. I'm flattered.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. They tired of hanging out with me. They was waiting for your big head.
Travis is good, man. Don't get me wrong. But
Come on, Travis.
I was going to ask though, what happened to the other half, but
he's here. Hey, he showed up for you guys.
What's up, Kristen, man? Look, hey, it's like you be lurking in the background, Kristen. We need you to pop on with us.
How's your Cyclops kids doing, Keno?
Oh, so the Cyclops babies, they are all doing fine. They all eating. That last suture one, the last one with the suture didn't make it.
Oh no.
About 3 weeks ago. It checked them out of here.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he went to the upper room. So
the upper room.
It's all good though. The few that get they should be getting sent out soon. Taylor got one.
Yeah, that's cool, man. He's excited too.
Travis getting one. Tuck getting one, and somebody else getting a couple of them. So that's it. So I'm keeping the rest of them.
So Tim, Keno had like a pure Cyclops clutch. Really good looking adult.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Hey, now that you're here, now I can go get me beer now. All right, so Keno, you are on now. I'm going to go get beer.
Go ahead. Yeah, so Tim, it took a while to get them damn snakes. It took about 3 or 4 years.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I'm working it.
Looking for the real.
Come on, Cash. Dang.
So you get them all feeding okay?
Yep, they all good now. They fuzzies.
Yep.
Them things came out really, really tiny. I'll tell you that. They came out super tiny, especially
Like
compared
what,
to
7-8 grams?
I didn't even weigh them, but yeah, that was some.
I
I'll
didn't
send you
know they
some
were
pictures
small,
of.
man.
Man, it was. I'll send you the picture of the eggs in the egg box. Some of them that just looked side by side. They were just
Yeah.
small.
What was the litter? What size was the litter?
Well, what was it? 18 eggs. That
18.
was about 20. I think 20 eggs,
Okay.
2 slugs, so 18 viable ones, something like that. Maybe 16. No, it was 18. 18 and 2 slugs, so it was 16 eggs.
Gotcha.
How many did you get out of the eggs?
Shit. Right now, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So
Yeah.
did a lot of them die like full term in the egg or something?
Nah, so they came out, what, it was 7 babies. It was like, so 7 babies came out. 8 babies came out with tied umbilical cords wrapped around their
Oh,
body.
that's great.
Completely wrapped around them, and 7 died.
That's
And then the 8th one, the suture man, the one I was talking about, that one passed away a couple of weeks ago, about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So all the ones that came out with umbilical cords tied around them, they all eventually died.
So just let me ask you, that you never told me the whole story, but when they came out of the egg and like you just had like an inch or two of the head and neck sticking out, did they just sit like that for too long? And when you explored them a little bit, you could see that it was tied around them, like it cut off circulation, or did they
No,
like come out and it was like a slip knot
it
around them?
was covered. It was like they came out and like shit, like 5 of them when they came out, it was tied. It was like tied around their body. It looked like somebody
Yeah.
that tied a knot.
That's like when they're trying to really get out, it'll get tight like that. Like the ones that I noticed that if they're sticking their head out and don't move for like a really long amount of time, they're having trouble sometimes. And
Okay.
you can but if you catch it, you can like tap their nose and back, if depending on where the
Yeah.
knot is, you can tap them back, they'll back themselves out through the slip knot that they've made for
No,
themselves.
all these was literally right around the cloaca.
Oh, that far down.
Dog, it was like it looked like somebody went in there by hand and tied it.
No shit.
You
Yeah.
would, I'll see you the pictures. You would think I did it myself,
Yeah. I've had
like you tied it by a rope or something.
a couple of clutches I had like that where a number were tied in like a slip knot. And as they are
Yeah.
exiting the egg, it gets tighter and tighter. It sucks.
And I was crazy and see the clutch I had last year with the 23s. There was only one like that. I think the first one came out on day 47, which was super weird. I did an 87.5 and then I dropped it down day 40 or something like that. But I didn't do nothing too crazy or nothing. I wasn't trying to reinvent the wheel or anything.
Mhm.
And it came out day 47. And looking back at the picture, it died like the next day. But looking back at the picture, it had the same thing.
Yeah.
But this is only one. It was completely tied up right around the cloaca.
Damn.
Uh,
You did maternal incubation. How many days did it before they hatched out?
no, I didn't do maternal.
No, I'm asking him.
I'll tell me, bro.
For the litters I did, they were around 52 days, if I remember, 51, 52.
That's cool.
How much did you warm up the enclosure?
For the maternal,
Yeah.
so in talking with Trooper about how to set it up right, he basically made it clear that you should aim for keeping it cooler,
So
not
everybody,
warmer.
shout out to the chat. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, cooler, not warmer, because you want the female to make the temperatures right. And if it gets too warm, then there's nothing she can do to cool it down. But if it gets cooler, she can certainly increase the contractions and warm things up. So basically what I did was I had one of those 2x2x2 Neo Dechet cages, which are similar to some of the 2x2x2 cubes people are using today. And on one side, I had the nest box, and then on the other side, I had, just soaking wet sphagnum, and with a heat pad underneath, and also a heat lamp above that same side. So trying to keep the ambient humidity high, because the other thing that was sort of made clear was that the eggs need to be in a humid environment, but they need to stay dry.
Mm-hmm.
And the substrate, the nest box needs to remain dry. So the challenge was trying to keep the ambient humidity high, keep the eggs and the sphagnum in the egg box dry. So I used the heat pad to try to keep driving up, the evaporation.
Nice.
And you gotta keep her steady too, to where she don't want to leave the eggs too.
Yeah.
No, I think, I kept it, I think if I remember, I kept the night drop on down to about 78. So it was like between like 70, 78 and 82 or something like that.
Did she ever come out to like drink or anything and then go back in, or?
She may have. I didn't see her. I did kind of put this tiny little water bowl like right on top of the nest box and off to the side.
Yeah. So was it like 100% hatch rate?
Yeah, no. I think the first year, the Mr. Blue year, it was 17 out of 24.
That's good.
Not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Were some of the eggs just not fertile, maybe?
No, I don't think so. And the thing that worried me, I guess, is I had a couple of eggs that went bad early on, and then, realized, I guess through conversation with Trooper and others, that, once the established eggs are rolling, their immune system is not going to allow them to be affected by a neighboring egg that's gone bad. Mm-hmm. I did notice that it wasn't the first year I did that. One of the years I did maternal, I noticed that the female had a little bit of discoloration on a couple of her scales on her belly because they were sitting up against the bad egg. So it wasn't anything necrotic or terrible. It was, you could just see it was starting to become an issue.
So what do you got in the incubator now? You've got like what species?
Well, I just hatched out some New Guinea carpets, and I've got some children's incubating.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
I love children's pythons.
Yeah, they're fun.
I haven't seen them for a while. I haven't
Like
seen
the perfect size python, dog.
Yeah.
They don't get too big.
No, I just haven't
like
seen
3
any.
feet.
Like, I haven't seen any in stores in a while. Like children's pythons, you see them all the time. But I don't know.
They're like in the Antaresia family, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Jimmy, I didn't tell you this. So last, kind of getting off the beaten path here, but last weekend we vended a show, Buddy Buscemi, Tom Morello, and I up in Gettysburg. Well, I talked to you when I was on the way up.
Mm-hmm.
So I nearly pulled the trigger. There was a guy up there that had captive-born file snakes.
Oh, no shit.
They're cool as hell, man. Yeah, I nearly dove into that.
How's their temperament?
Perfect. I mean, they pulled them out, and they describe them as sort of an African king snake in a sense, not by pattern or markings, just in terms of size. Mm-hmm. But their temperament was cool, and the body shape and everything I thought was really wicked cool. So apparently there's a few people that are working with them that have some captive lines. They're neat little snakes.
And how about your pine snakes? Or you said that they did have eggs this year?
They did back in December in the classroom, and then they hatched out around March. So I had just 2 of them, I think, only hatched. I had like 5 eggs, and then 3 of them went bad. It's really an odd time for her to lay.
You sell them at the show?
I had them up there for sale. I did not sell them.
Man, I'm surprised. Those are killer. I love northern pine snakes.
Yeah, there's several. There's a guy, I guess, that just hatched out some of the Mexican pines. I like those a lot too, but I got to stop buying shit, man. I got no room as it is.
Shout out to my
Nah, that's not how that works. You're gonna get rid of other shit.
I play that game sometimes too, but
You're gonna get rid of shit. You're gonna mislabel shit. That's how it's gonna go, man. You just gotta accept it.
Cherry Trap plan.
So James, I understand. So Jimmy, I understand Buddy Getzker's son bought a snake from you.
He did. I'm just about ready.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was trying to see if maybe he'd come down and hang out when we're down in Daytona, so we could meet him. I've never met him.
I think he is going down there. Buddy, I just talked to Buddy last weekend, and he said that he was going down.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told him that me, you, and Andy are down there. I think Justin Olson's gonna head over. Hopefully Tommy and maybe Dan, but I don't know if I doubt Tommy will this time.
You think Budway's going to go down to Florida again?
I don't know. Maybe he just flew in for the show.
Hey, did you guys have something that you got some story you want to tell about you, Tim, and Andy?
What's that?
When last year, driving home.
Whoa, hold on.
1,000 degrees in my car, and I had COVID.
Yeah.
I was talking about.
That's terrible.
We're heading back down there this year, and we're gonna rent a car, go see Carl and Mara over at the Reptile Discovery, and do some herping in DeLand area. Go to the Springs, and Tim, that place where all the Scarlet King snakes is really cool.
Yeah, we'll have to go back there.
Yeah, there's some really neat spots around there to find stuff. And,
just park outside the fence this time.
Yeah, but now I know how to get the fuck out of there. Yo, that sucked, man.
Did you guys have to run from the cops? Is that what happened?
No, they locked Jimmy. So I was back at Mara's place with COVID, and Andy and James went out, and they locked the place down after dark. So they locked the cars in, but I guess they locked another couple in, right?
Yeah, they locked us in. Like, there's a fucking big ass gate that when it's open, when the gate's open, you can't see the giant sign on the gate that says closed after dark and penalties and fines and all this shit. So the gate's closed, and then lo and behold, you can read the giant sign on it. So we come back and the shit's chained and bolted and all this shit. And I'm like, yo, man, how the fuck are we gonna get out of here? And so there's a guy with his girlfriend that's in a car, and I don't know what the fuck was going on, but they got back and they were like, yo, we're fucking locked in here. I'm like, yeah, we're locked in. So I tried taking this guy's crowbar. No, dude, I tried busting out the lock on the thing. I couldn't get enough pressure to make it crack. So the padlock, I was like, we can't get it off. So then I started looking at the post, and there was, those big cement posts. They're cement-filled steel posts. They dropped these gates down on top of the posts and didn't pin them on the top. So I got Andy and this other kid to lift with me, and we lifted the whole fucking gate off and threw it to the side, pulled our cars through, and then put the shit back. So they were like, how the hell did we get out of here? But, yeah, we got out.
What is up with this middle-aged Goonies activity? that you're involving yourself in.
Yeah,
What's wrong
that's
with
exactly what that was. Look, the middle-aged criminals.
Try and find somebody else to figure out how to fucking get out of there.
Oh,
And
my
those
Damn
guys were
criminals.
so psyched, and they thought we were fucked. I'm like, we're
You a
getting the
little too-
fuck out of
Listen, you're a little too old to just be out here racking up, misdemeanors for just destruction of property. Like you gotta.
here. We didn't destroy it. We put everything back exactly how it was.
James, you lucky, man. You look. If you was any shades dark, you probably got shot for that. You know that, right?
That
Yeah,
is
maybe.
probably actually a fact. They
Be
were
careful.
probably
It
in
was
fact
blotto.
blotto.
No, we weren't. We were freaking. Tim was back hurting, and we were trying to get back. We had actually on the trail. We ordered like Chinese food to go, and we couldn't even pick the shit up because we were locked in this place. And like I don't even remember what the hell happened. It was crazy. That whole trip was crazy, dude.
Wait a second. You were supposed to be. You know what? It's not important. It's not important.
Yeah.
It's not
No, we escaped. That's all we escaped.
Well, CC's like, is that a misdemeanor or a felony? It depends on the level of park that they were in and the level of damage that they did.
Yeah, was this like a cemetery?
Yeah.
I think it was a state facility. I
What
don't
was
think
this?
it was.
Was this in Florida?
So I gave you enough information.
You a smart man. You a
I
smart
really
man.
feel like this really wasn't just some random park. This was like one of those old people like trailer parks with like a bunch of swingers
What?
in it. That's what I feel like.
No,
It was
man.
he was
You're
locked
getting
into the
Hey,
Florida
let him
swinger
think what he
park.
want, y'all. This you talking to a guy that put me on the stand in the bar in the Chondro Bar Room. He paraded witnesses through here, all that. So y'all
Listen,
need to ask
nobody.
no questions. Plead the fifth.
I don't even know where the
roll with-
wig is. I got the wig. I'll put this wig on, damn it.
And he got one of those British wigs. And he was up here.
What the hell's going on, man? Holy
Oh,
shit.
Jesus.
All right. All right. All right, here we go.
It's kangaroo court now.
It
Yeah,
is
what the
kangaroo
fuck?
court, and we're gonna talk about James.
You guys-
Like he about to sign a declaration in the nigga pendants.
Wow. This is like the tea. This is the teabagger party.
Hey man, we be teabagging bitches.
Oh, I don't know what you was that a Monaco? What you off tonight? What you doing?
What's this? This is
Tim,
an ace.
What is that?
It's
Put up a
it's,
little closer to the camera.
it's high gravity apple cider.
Ah, nice.
I think this was like 8% alcohol. Yeah.
Put the wig on.
Yeah, I got the wig on.
tonic for Tim.
What's that?
No gin tonic for you.
Hey, what do you think this is, man?
Oh, there you go. See, I
Oh
knew
yeah.
it.
Yeah, we knew you was here,
refill.
so we started getting lightly blotto because
Oh
you know,
damn, I feel listening.
yeah, we
I
about to
have to
get.
go ahead. I have to pull up something.
Going to get on the stickiest of the icky.
What'd you say? What? Do what?
He
I heard
said,
somebody say
Hitting up
this.
some of the stickiest of the icky.
Well, we don't do that, sir. We promote a drug-free environment here. So
Hey, man, it's
yeah.
legal in most states now, I think, right?
yeah,
Unity.
especially wherever James was committing his crimes, it's
Yeah.
probably legal there too.
actually, you kind of right. So you know what I'm saying?
We didn't destroy any property.
Okay.
We just dismantled it for a little while.
Wow.
That was the prison break, bro. We were out.
I just imagine like Opdahl leaving that park frantically, like like them people that like got kicked out of the Capitol building early during the January 6th riots. Like,
Wow.
he's, you got
You just
kicked out
said
early enough.
you
You
just said
escaped
Opdahl
early
was
enough
a
that the cops was
Opdahl
not
was
going
a
to try to
J6
arrest you.
member. That's crazy.
I
Yeah.
didn't leave early. I was getting locked in, man.
That's crazy.
Uh,
He said he's a J6 member. What's going
I'll
on
show
here?
you a real insurrection.
hey man, listen, I'm pretty sure that Parks and Wildlife would like to know about your insurrection.
Wow.
Oh
James, it's
man,
not really a crime, man. You're not in trouble, man. Just
Hey,
relax.
man. I plead
he
the
got he got the wig on.
I plead the physics.
You should have just said that before you described pulling the fucking gate up, James.
You don't know where I was. I could have been at the movie theater.
There was gates at the movie theater. What you going to see a movie? You gonna see a movie in the hood or some shit?
Yeah. Don't forget your gat.
Hey,
Anyway, I don't really want to know where James hangs out. James really might be hanging out at a hood bar that don't have food. They just fry fish in the parking lot.
Well,
That
this was
seems
like a
like the
state
place.
park or something.
It seems like the type of bar James would go to in the hood. We don't cook
I-
food.
I-
We just fry fish in the parking lot.
I get along with everyone, man.
All right, man. Let's talk about snakes. All right. So let's talk about when you two begin to work together as a team and some of the things that you guys
It
have
was
done
probably,
together.
what, 2004, 2005, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I think
As
when I
friends.
went down to pick up that snake from Timmy, it was
I was a Gordon Blue 2 female. What was the sire? Was it Legend now?
I thought it was like a Legend Gordon Blue.
Yeah, it might have been.
I think so. And that was that Jurgen Palooza that year?
It was either right before or right after.
that was
Yeah.
Jurgen Van Spurgeon.
Jurgen von Spurgen.
No,
Yes,
Jurgen
Spurgeon.
Spengler.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, it was the.
And
it
we
was
said
the-
three. We pronounce his name 3 different ways.
A Jurgen Springen.
Hey, nah, Jurgen is an OG though. He been around for a long, long
Yeah,
time.
he's been around for a while.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
still around.
Yeah. So yeah, it was at one of the Chondro fests down there. We hung out, and I think that was the original Blotto time. That's when we were I named Tim Snake Stovepipe.
There we go.
Oh
Chris
yeah, tell the
Duffy of
stovepipe
Legend Gordon.
story again for the people that weren't here.
Oh, the stovepipe?
Yeah.
So that's how Timmy started calling me Stovepipe because I was telling him I was like, yo, if this snake starts breeding, I'm gonna name him Stovepipe. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, fucking Stovepipe shit.
That's not where the name came from, man. But I'm not gonna be the one that divulges the story, though.
Okay. That's how I wanted to name him, though.
Well, yeah, there was a couple of males. Yeah, I guess you tried.
He didn't live up to his reputation, though, so I didn't really. He never earned that moniker.
Mm.
He bred, but fuck, man, I think the 2 females I lost, they slugged out. That I.
Oh, you're talking about that male that you got from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was nice looking, but yeah, you told me he wasn't a great performer.
He bred, but they were always, for some reason, they were slugging out, and I don't know why, if it was my fault or what.
Yeah.
Just not
skiing deep enough.
But so what else? What else, guys?
No, I want to hear about the things that you guys like. You guys' friendship, the things that you guys have done together over the years.
Well, so it started pretty much with that, I think, and then
Some Mosa stuff.
and I don't know, Jimmy, I don't know. Well, so
I came down there a couple of times. We Shit, you came up here one time and you were
I
hanging
came
out.
up there a couple times. I
You see
think.
how he
Yeah,
stopped himself? He was like, "We drank." That's what he really wanted to say. That's what Opdahl really wanted to say. We
Well,
drank.
that
I mean,
goes without saying.
ain't
There's
nothing wrong
always
with that. You know?
there's always some consumption going on. That goes without saying.
yeah. Tim came up here one time and we were we went out around here and had fun. It was a good time. And,
I believe it was.
yeah, took him around to a couple of places.
I gave him.
Why do you make it sound
gave-
weird like that? Why can't you say I took him to some bars and shit? Why-
I gave Jimmy a snake that ripped off the hemipenes of one of his males.
Oh my god, that fucking poor bastard. That was like a slow and miserable
Ridiculous.
death.
Man, I never heard of such a thing, but yeah.
My Andrew and blue male, like the nicest male
I
I
remember
ever
you told
fucking
us about
had.
that. You said it was a shadow or something, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
You said it struck at a shadow or something when you walked into the room.
No, it literally he was breeding the female that I got from Tim,
Yeah.
and one of the two of them, probably the female, took this massive fucking shit. It was so horrible. Like, and it was in the water, and I left it for the first day. Like, all right, I'm not gonna fuck with them.
Let it dissolve.
And then I was gonna go in to get it on the second day, and they were still locked up. And I barely I just went up to see if I could open the enclosure, and before I even did that, I think she just got spooked and like ripped her tail right away from him and ripped his hemipenes like horribly.
You seem to have that effect on many ladies, don't you?
Yeah, and spooked them. She's so yeah, fucking
That is, I don't know what the fuck this is on his head, Pat.
That was Chris.
It's the declaration of what's the name. I'm not gonna say that again.
What's going on? What you guys
This is
reading?
us about the wig.
What'd you say, James?
I
Yeah,
saw
put that
coochie off the
chin strap on,
Mayflower in this wig.
The Mayflower. What do you look like with your glasses off? Let's see it, man.
No, you gotta. That's like asking to see me blotto.
Listen,
What?
the only time you get to see it without the glasses off if you subscribe to us OnlyFans under Midget Fingers 87.
First off, he's a loyal subscriber. He just gave y'all the whole thing. So. Shout out to your friends for subscribing to you.
Hey man,
Oh,
friends
man.
gonna do what friends gonna do.
I hope when I do my move, though, I hope you cover your eyes, bro.
What's your power move? Is that when
Yeah.
you flip the little ones?
Power. Is that like
Power move. I put my leg up. Put my leg up.
On the banister?
power
Just
move?
saying.
It's like it's
Stupid, man. I don't got no OnlyFans. Don't tell them, man. People that. I'm a self-respecting man.
Hey man, listen, the girls at OnlyFans, they feel like they are respectful.
Bro, I'm not
they
saying
should be
that. I'm
respected.
saying it. I'm not saying they not. I just
Hey, if I
No.
could make a living off of OnlyFans, I would give it a whirl.
good.
Fuck.
No.
Tim, would you have OnlyFans?
Would I do it?
Yeah.
No.
If you were bigger than a baby's arm, Tim, would you have OnlyFans?
What the fuck?
Wow.
What
Hold on.
the
I don't
fuck?
even
Tim,
know.
don't answer that. Don't answer that, Tim.
Listen,
Don't
I think
answer
that
that, Tim.
Fisher,
Please.
I think that B Fish made it worse. He said already off the rails. Like, you should have said that. You should have said that.
Don't answer that, Tim, please.
Listen,
Hey, man.
don't let this man talk you into taking nude pictures with tool
Hey,
belts
Tuck,
on.
yeah, he said
It's like
he
village
owned the,
people,
he
right?
owned the hammer
Oh, shit.
or a chainsaw.
Like that.
Fucking
Hey,
foul.
Renato, Tuck, yeah, he said he had the mail put down, right? Do you have the mail put down, James?
What, the Raymond one? Yeah.
What's
the
up,
human being one.
GCG? What's
That
up,
thing was fucked, man.
GCG?
Yeah, it prolapsed it, and it became necrotic, so we
What's
had
up,
to
GCG?
euthanize it.
Yeah.
I had it. We did like a surgery on the thing. I had to give it anesthesia, reinsert it, and sew it back up, so it could pop back out, but it became necrotic and had to be removed. And then there was necrosis around that site.
Thanks, GCG.
You flexing?
To GCG. She said something. That's all. I was just saying thank you.
Thank you, GCG. Listen,
She said we are favorite Chondro brothers, even though we the only Chondro brothers around.
this does kind of perplex me though. Like, I mean,
Well, we appreciate you, GCG. You know we do.
why did it fall off? Like, if they sutured it, did it just
It was
never
probably so just badly damaged. Like when it was
She
popped
ripped
out.
the pipe off, bro.
When
What you mean? What you?
But they sutured it and it just fell off.
No, it was inside, and then when we opened it up to check on it, it like literally popped back out, and it was just a
damn.
fucking
Bro, ain't no coming back from that, dog.
no.
Yeah,
It was
like.
necrosis.
So James
I'm going to
was
say something, but I'm not going to say
That's
that.
terrible.
so James was experimenting with putting a little Viagra powder in the male's water bowl.
I could see that too.
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
so it got a little too brittle, and so when the female pulled back, it just snapped off.
He broke
I could
up
just
one of
see-
his pills. He broke up one of his pills enough.
I could just see James like staying up late one night in the late '90s and like seeing like a commercial for Viagra and then ordering it and then seeing like a Girls Gone Wild DVD and then ordering it and then putting that on for the snakes and seeing
James
what
don't
time
need
leads them.
that shit.
I'm talking about for the snakes. We don't think you need that.
When
You don't need anything. You gotta,
But that Cialis work.
James. We know you got a wild imagination. You just freestyle it. That's what we know. You don't need
Dream on.
anything.
Right, Tim?
Just
That's it.
off the dome with it.
When you were
Dedication
at ICAST,
1 and 2.
you could have
Try to
Oh man. Okay. All right, man. Let's go to actual snake questions.
Let's reel it in. Reel it in.
James, what you got in the incubator over there, by the way? I know you just hatched out the crown worms.
Yeah, the crown worms are out, but there's nothing in the incubator now. I'm not doing anything until the fall. Probably I'll start cycling around October, maybe September 1st. I'll start to cycle stuff down, and hopefully have like 5 pairings, something like that. See what happens. But just the numbers, like I haven't had, like the crown worm clutch was a good clutch. The other one with Tim's female, everything was shelled really well, but it wasn't fertile. So I think I caught the back end of that cycle, and it happened really, really quick. I put the male in, boom, 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 and he just went off feed very quickly, ovulated very quickly. I wasn't sure there was going to be anything out of it because it happened so fast. But yeah, and I guess right now I'm just feeding everybody up, and they'll be ready for the fall. I'm only drinking in the fall. There's no way I could try to keep doing stuff year round. It's some people try, but it just doesn't make sense to me. I try to do it all at once. I'll breed half the females one year, half the other next year.
Hey James, are you going to keep all those crown worm babies?
No, I'm going to sell most of them. I'll probably keep like 1 or 2 this time. Or try to. We'll see.
Okay.
I've got another female. I'm going to try to breed them too. I've got other clutches in the works, but they look good. They're doing well. They're eating really well. I had one fucking prolapse out of the blue. I still like, this is the question that I want answered more than fucking anything is why these things randomly will just prolapse. And I get to hear a fucking answer that's
Well, not just snakes, but chondros.
Yeah,
I
like
gotta
Other
be
snakes
honest.
don't do that.
Out of 4 clutches, I haven't had a single baby prolapse.
That's good for you, man.
not
That's good.
not on wood there, son. It's like it's just weird. Well, let me ask you this: what temperatures do you keep in your baby rack for them?
I haven't either, by the way, and I haven't had an adult prolapse either.
I
Well,
keep
what
my babies. My babies usually sit around 80.
around 80
Mm-hmm.
is like there a gradient in that or no?
No, it's just set at 80. I mean, my babies, if I set it to 82, they'll all try to push themselves to the front. So I got to drop it back to 80 to give them some type of variation. But
So it's weird. Like I'll keep mine
And see,
between
I can do 83.
yeah, like between 82 and 87. And some of them like the heat. Like they stay all the way to the back and want that
yeah,
warmth. But I've yet to figure out or make any sort of observation where one way or another, less or more, is a factor because it seems like maybe that's not it. Maybe it is that we're just feeding them pinks and some of their systems can't take it. But then again, why would some out of a single clutch do it and others not? I mean, some of them are just perfect all along. Most of them are. It's just once in a blue moon, you get one
Yeah,
or two.
you
yeah.
think it has
I
something to
mean,
do with like the duration of time that you keep them on pinks? Because that was something that I thought about. Like if you keep them on pinks for longer than you should, like maybe they
Christian
will.
was saying the sooner that you could get them on fuzzies where there's some sort of a texture of like either like a chick down or fuzzy hair that
Mhm.
that make it digest it better. Um, and then again, there's other shit that I think I don't know. I just am at a loss. Like then I'm thinking maybe these things' stomachs are filled with milk, and when they're digesting it, it's just that lactose or whatever is in there, that rich milk from the mother, is breaking down and it's doing something to their system. I mean, that's a stretch, but at this point, I don't know what's going on. It happens once in a while.
Yeah, I don't
And
think anybody really knows.
I mean, if there
It's
was ever
it's
something to research, it would be that. I've heard also some once in a while that even ball pythons will prolapse and stuff like that, but like I don't have any experience with that. With that,
this is Pat. Pat says it's small pinks and it can be exacerbated by insufficient humidity slash hydration.
I'm not
That's
sure.
what it
I,
says.
yeah,
I don't know that I would buy that, honestly.
I mean, especially the way I keep them, they're fully hydrated. They're
Hmm.
full. There's enough humidity in the air in those enclosures, so it's and then again, why if they're all kept like that? Why would one out of the blue just? I want to see some actual data one way or the other, and I've yet to see anything on it. As far as like Tim, if you ever talk to Scott Stahl, and pick his brain about it maybe one day.
Well, I mean, something I remember, and I think you and I talked about this the other day, is, I mean, my personal thoughts on it, and I think this reflects partly some influence from, Scott Trooper and others, is that it's just diet related. In the wild, these things are eating lizards and frogs, and so, I would suggest try feeding them lizards and frogs and see if you ever get any of that prolapse. I mean,
So
and the other thing is too, I mean, if you've ever seen a neonate, defecate, they partially prolapse in doing so.
yeah,
And it's just such a small, delicate animal.
hmm
And then we're feeding it a diet that it's not natively, it wouldn't be with probably much of its native thing. Now, your question about, or your thought about why some do and some don't, I have no idea. I mean, I don't think it's size related of the pinkies you feed. I don't think it's, the hydration thing. I mean, I would certainly think a dehydrated animal might be more
hmm
susceptible to doing it, but I can tell you the animals that I've had that I've raised up that did prolapse, I wouldn't suspect that, hydration was an issue. I
So
mean,
Christian was talking about that he thinks that they digest it better and more efficiently at the higher temperatures. I think Andy had one that was prolapsing at one point, and he did raise the temps, and I think it resolved it. But I agree with the food item being the main issue. Is
well,
what
it's
I
not a natural diet that we're trying to feed them.
that's what I'm
Right.
saying. It's wild. They're eating either baby frogs, baby lizards, or insects all day long, and I mean it's a totally different protein. And your wig looks fantastic.
I feel like motherfucking Nancy Reagan.
But
Don't do
Travis,
drugs.
damn,
Travis Jefferson.
Drugs bad. So,
but
look like-
a
I look
lot of
like a-
people have opinions about it.
Look
But
like
I
I
don't.
sell Avon.
Avon. So,
You sell slaves.
Timmy,
Sell your
what I
ass.
Go ahead.
Oh,
ahead,
we've
James.
lost all composure now. So, the diet, what I did is I ordered a bunch of Reptilen. Yeah, that's maybe I try to get the one that's having an issue onto the Reptilinks, but dude, they want nothing to do with that shit. It's like, I mean, it was funny because remember we were down at Cody's, we had the tree vipers. They were taking the Reptilinks pretty easily,
Yeah.
but these little guys weren't having it. And I bought like the iguana links. I bought quail and frog, I think. But I mean, it's just maybe that maybe I have to put some chick down on them or something.
You
I
don't
only
use chick down?
What's that?
You don't use chick down at all with the Neos? When you try to establish
I
them?
do when they start. I do chick down. I just
Okay.
didn't. I was like, hey, I'm gonna try the Reptilink without anything to see if they like it. They're not striking at it, so I'll have to put chick down on that. Like Kenny Riccini and Vin Russo are
Richichi?
like, yeah, they're raising those cresteds, I think, or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they've ever had an issue with any prolapsing there, but I would think that their odds of that happening are probably greatly reduced by feeding them geckos. But I think they only do that on the tough ones that don't want pain.
I've used the nose, but only in situations where babies just wouldn't eat. And it's just a last ditch effort. Just give you an annul to get you started, and we just move on from life. But I think that what Pat says has some validity to it with the clutches. Like when you see clutches where you have animals, and it's just from my personal outside looking in, it's usually only a few animals out of a clutch, if any, like maybe one. So I don't think it's an epidemic necessarily, it's just something that does happen. Where animals, they just prolapse as babies is just something that happens. And there's probably a multitude of reasons for it.
You got like one of them just mallets. You need a mallet so you can get order in the room.
I got a beer. I got a beer. I got a golden elephant over here. Order. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's a question. I don't have any answers for it.
Cheetah?
I don't know if anybody does. What's that? Some cheetah?
Yeah, this is why when I was deployed to Africa, I got this.
Oh, nice.
Okay. You got any more African artifacts you want to show us, Travis?
I do actually have a lot of African artifacts. I got my spear around here somewhere.
What's that?
I do. I gotta find it. I'll take a picture of it. I'll show you guys my spear.
Where were you? What country?
I was in Djibouti, Kenya, Ethiopia, and where else? Mauritius. Yep.
We even heard of that one.
It's a country. It's small. It's not really like a real
Like
country.
Molly.
Yeah, it's
Molly
like it's
small?
people go there for vacation. Like a bunch
Oh.
of people from Europe go there to have sex with the locals. That's pretty much
Jesus
what's going
Christ.
down there.
Okay.
It is.
Okay,
It
okay.
is white people going down there. Mostly white ladies going there to get the ding-a-ling. That's mostly what it is. The water's real blue though. It's real blue.
Some great
Okay. We got blue waters and enough, man.
Blue waters and BBCs, bro.
Jesus.
Hey, let the record show tonight. It wasn't me. It wasn't me tonight. It wasn't me tonight. Tonight,
You guys go trolling sharks with those things?
What did you say?
huh?
I said, you guys go trolling for sharks with those things?
Sometimes,
Look,
if the
I don't
moonlight
know
hits
what-
just right,
I don't know what the hell Travis is on tonight, baby.
dip in the water, let it get
Yeah.
ate up.
You
Hey,
don't go there. This
gonna
Travis.
be a new bar room member soon.
All right, man. We've gone off the rail too
What do you
much. It's only because James is here. I'll blame it on James.
Come on.
Nah.
You think it's me?
What do you think, Timmy? Tell us.
I'm gonna blame it on you.
Okay. Let's get to what do you say? Come for the blue water, stay for that dangling. Can I say B-dubs and BBCs on the brochure?
What are these guys saying?
See? Let the record show tonight. Maybe it was not me. I behaved myself.
All right.
Tim, you getting ready to go back to school? School about to start back up.
About a month from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you dreading that?
Not right now, I'm not.
I am.
We got to do Daytona first. That'll be a fun
Yeah, we
trip.
got Daytona first, and I just came back from
They
a
took them
trip
2
out-
weeks off.
trip out west.
They took them 2 weeks off the calendar, and I'm kind of want my summer back.
I gotta start classes back on the 26th of August, and I'm not looking forward to that shit either.
Better get all your drinking in with your wig on.
Hey man, don't tempt me, bro. I walk around this whole city with this wig on drinking. I don't give a shit.
Oh, shit.
They should disown you.
So, Travis,
Cool.
where do you live in Texas?
I live in San Antonio. I'm not
Oh,
supposed to
nice.
be here anyway. I'm really not supposed to be here anyway.
You're not
Oh, you
supposed to.
said it.
I fucking hate this place. I fucking hate living in San Antonio. I live here because I live here because I work here, and my wife's family is like 3.5 hours away from here.
So you mean they're far enough to keep you insulated, or
No, not really.
you want to be closer to them?
I want to be far away from anybody who I don't drink with or give me money.
There you go.
If I don't drink with you and you don't give me money, I don't care about hanging out with you like that. But
Hey, Pat, ain't they, Pat? They loud tonight.
The
Undertaker's on the prowl, ready to kill somebody.
Listen, are we I gotta ask you this, Keto. Are we doing a Keepers Clash 2 between Pat and Chris Rice?
We should.
We should.
How y'all feel about the Keeper clashes, Tim?
What was that?
Have you seen any of the Keepers
y'all-
Clashes?
I haven't.
Okay. Andy, not Andy, but James was on one. He was on Keepers Clash.
With what's his name? Chris? The
Yeah.
Emerald Keep?
Yeah, you did one with Chris Rice.
Oh, I
It was-
remember that one. I did
Yeah.
see part of that.
We'll bring you
It
back
was- we
on
just-
for a
they-
keeper's class if you want to, Tim.
Well, I
Just
don't
go
keep
back
them
and
anymore,
forth, give
so
it.
my part would be easy.
We gotta find somebody else that's retired from the game.
Timmy is bored with green. He's moved on to other species.
Yeah,
The retired keepers class.
yeah. He's
The
moved on to
retired-
tortoises, doing a horizontal shuffle.
What? How does the sound go?
That's how the tortoises
No,
sound.
it's not. That's yeah. It's a little louder than that, man.
Look at the serial killer down there.
And you got to hop around on your back legs too, man.
I
Sounds
can't
like
do that.
sweet.
Nothing good is coming from being on your back. There's nothing good that's gonna come from that. So let's
It all
talk.
depends, bro.
I
It's
mean, I
perspective.
don't.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Guys, talk about
Stay on
something.
topic.
Pertinent.
Okay, so
We want to know.
let's get on later on when you guys started rolling in and actually having consistent success. What happened with your first few clutches, Tim?
My first few from back in the 90s. Well, the first one was the Mr. Blue clutch, and that was probably one of my better ones. And then
You like your first 5 was all maternal, right?
no, well, the first 4
4.
maternal. Yeah, the Mr. Blue back to mom, those clutches weren't that great, like success wise. I mean, we did get some animals out of it, like Azura and a couple others, but Blue Deuce, I think, was out of that litter. But I mean, it wasn't the hatch rate wasn't, the best. The second litter I did with, my nephew Sean's Gary Sipperly male was pretty good. And then when Buddy and I hooked up to do the Daddy Pants and the blue female, those were, the first litter was pretty epic, I think. The second one, almost everything crashed out of there, and then the female died.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a clutch that everything crashed and died in. All of it. It makes me feel better though, knowing that they were all bad.
Well, one
Yeah,
of the
so-
animals did survive. I don't know what happened to it though. There was one survivor out of that last litter.
Yeah, this happened.
But then there were other, females I had, and they weren't as nice as, the blue female and sort of, the blue male that we paired her to at times, and Legend and all that. And then I got into some Marukis there in the early 2000s. Jimmy, you probably remember that.
I did those.
I had a really nice female I got from Tony Nicolai that was maybe 75% fully striped. She was beautiful. And then Paul had a male, and we bred those two together, and that's when I cracked up my leg. So part of that litter dried out because I didn't check on the incubator. But we did hatch out a few from there. They weren't designers, but they were, the goal then was trying to get these full stripe, green trees, that sort of look like the the Australian ones or the so-called Maruki ones. And
You sent me all of the het, the 25 and 50% het.
yeah, those ones, that came from the what that was that was from Troopers Outcross Mail, and
There was a bunch. There was like 5 animals, maybe.
yeah,
There were a bunch of 25%, and there was a bunch of 50%, but they all had some sort of issue one way or another. Like I think all of them except for one. There was like some RI issues they'd have on and off, and then the one I remember I sent some pictures to you to show to Scott, and he said it was called, like, this thing would defecate, like it looked like coagulated blood.
Yeah, I remember
Wow.
that.
And
I don't remember what Scott said about it, but I remember.
I remember what
Wow.
he called it, Frank's blood.
Yeah.
Frank's blood, and he said that it was like the breakdown. I want to say it was the breakdown of its liver or something. Like there
Yeah.
was parts of it were like somehow coming through its system and coming out with the fecal matter. And
Right.
I mean, you know, you see something like that, and you're like, what the fuck? And you know, it was an older animal. I think that was pretty old. It was that big, long, really long female.
Yeah, well, those animals all came from a pairing Trooper and I did with his Maruki outcross, which I guess he was het for albino.
So they
And
weren't all pure Maruk, or
no, I don't think so.
most of them looked like they were.
Well, so Paul Miles, he got in this litter from somewhere in Europe that were supposedly Maruks.
Okay.
And so me, Sean, Trooper, there was one or two other people I think that went in on this litter, and there was always something wrong with these animals. I did raise up two females that were actually pretty strong, and then one of those females, Trooper and I bred to his Maruki outcross, and so the ones that you took were from that pairing.
They weren't all related though, because there were some that were 25% het, and then there were some that were 50% het. So I ended up taking the two healthiest animals. I took a 25% and bred it to a 50%.
Yeah, there might have been another pairing in there somewhere that I don't remember, but
yeah, because I did get a clutch of eggs out of her, and they hatched, but they fucking all died, like literally coming out of the egg. Came out of the egg, they were dead the next day. They were big babies too. Like there was like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, well, those animals produce small litters but big eggs.
Yeah, like
So
our
the babies were like 12, 13 grams. They were pretty decent size.
They were big, but they died like immediately. It's really weird because they went full term and they looked good. They didn't have like anything wrapped around the umbilical. They just came out and fizzled out. Needless to say, there was no albinos there.
Yeah. So I remember, that original litter because Trooper sent his male up to my house, and I bred him, and the female.
Both Tim and James are wrong, old and don't remember.
Yeah. So
hey, Christian, tell us the correct information regarding this.
Well,
if we get a chance, Jeffy asked the question too.
Oh yeah, let me go back.
Well, whatever. I mean, I do know that the original pairing was Trooper's outcross male, 1596, I think it was, or something like that. We paired that to the one supposedly Maruki female that I had, and when she laid the eggs, I actually put them in a styrofoam box and drove them down to Virginia because I didn't have anything to incubate them with.
Oh, that's right. About that. But they
hatched,
right?
And then they hatched out down at Troopers. And I believe those would have been, 25%, I guess? I don't know.
If Christian had just come on the show, he could have told us all about what's going on.
Well, I don't know what he's saying that we're wrong about, because I know I'm absolutely 100% about that
Christian.
Maruki outcross male bred to that Maruki female that I had. That started that thing, and then there might have been another, some other pairing.
They were not all completely related because there was 25% and 50%. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't remember that part of it. I don't remember.
Yeah,
all I know is I think his male was het albino, and of course the female I had, she was, she came from Europe, so she didn't have anything to do with the albino thing.
Well, I thought the one that had the Frank's blood in its stool was. I thought that one was directly from the trooper. That was one of the 50%.
You just gotta say the word. You just gotta say the word, Mr. Stewart. You just gotta say the word. We'll put you on right now.
Slap his bitch ass on that. Send that punk ass a link.
Hey, I'll send it to you. You got it. You can send it to him.
You know what? I'll fuck this whole thing up if I touch this right now.
He said in a room.
I promise you. James will be gone for the duration.
Yeah, hang on. I'll do it.
Andy's got the link. He can send it to him too.
I got it. Hang on.
He can come in.
Female tongue.
I got it.
He's not fucking coming on here. I guarantee it.
Yeah, he'll come on. I'm going to take a break here in a second. I got to take a leak, so maybe hop on.
You better get yourself another gin and tonic there, Timmy.
All right, so Jay.
He said, Christian Sue said he tired of y'all shit. You got to come set the record straight around here.
He said,
Get some things correct.
It's like the expert needs to come in and give y'all some information.
Talk all he wants until he comes on the show, but people's heads will explode.
Hey man, it might be pandemonium. People's heads might explode. You know, titties might start coming out of shirts. Just wild shit might happen.
Tell mom.
My titties don't come out my shirt, but my head might explode.
Oh, it actually just happened.
All right.
Come on.
All right. So
it's Christian
Wow.
Stewart. Christian Stewart is on the Chondro Bar Room.
Wow.
Woo! What's up, bro?
That's crazy.
Hey, we got Christian Stewart.
He did it.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Nah, ain't no sorry.
No, there's no sorry. We appreciate it.
Thank you for your time. We appreciate you tremendously.
We appreciate you being here.
Hey.
All right. So Tim, are you talking about the 2008 clutch, the Maruki Owl Cross to that like huge Aru?
That's probably what he's talking about. He stepped away for a second.
Okay.
But that's probably it, Christian.
Yeah. All right.
That's a whole group of het albinos that sent to me, but they all had problems.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I get it.
I got clutch. They hatched. They all fucking died like out of the egg. There were no albinos, so my one foray into het albino breeding.
All right. So was that the 2008 clutch from the barn when Tim was there?
That's what you need to ask Tim. I hear him making a drink, maybe.
Okay. Good on him.
Hey, Christian, what's your favorite pairing that you've done so far?
Oh God.
There he is.
Oh, shit. Let me hold on. Let me go downstairs so I don't my wife and stuff. So I don't know, man. Sid Harvest weighs really, really big. 2 years back, the Velvet Blondie.
Yeah.
Velvet 09169. But really, man, going back, there was a Blue Deuce Biot clutch that I really, really loved. So I don't know. God, I can't see this.
I got one males from.
There we go.
He's a slut.
Oh, you was on the big screen.
What's up, Buck?
What up, Buck?
Decided to get on in here, did you?
Well, yeah.
I knew if we screwed things up bad enough, you wouldn't be able to help yourself.
Yeah. But Buck, Blue Deuce was out of Daddy Pants to your girl, and then not the Azor clutch.
Okay.
So yeah, I couldn't. I listened, but I couldn't stand it. So,
Yeah. You did the right thing.
yeah, I just can't stand that stuff.
The wrong info.
No, well, see, this stuff's always been right up his alley, right? Because years before him getting into the chondros, he was breeding pit bulls, and so he was big into all the lineages related to those. So
He was a pit bull salesman.
You probably did other things too, Buck. I don't remember, but I do remember the pit bull stuff.
What is this? C-Stew
The
Kennels?
lineages and all,
Yeah.
and knowledge thereof
Bad news.
segued nicely into
C-Stew Bad Kennels.
the
Was
chondro
this like
lineages.
was this like legitimate
like
pit
what?
bulls, or were these like pit bulls being sold in a Walmart parking lot
Oh,
for
hell no.
$100?
No, he worked with the high end shit, man.
Hey, Jordan.
All right, so I studied line breeding. So line breeding is not inbreeding. So it comes to like half sibs, which is the way Mr. Blue was produced, the way Daddy Pants was produced. Mr. Blue was produced from sib of half sib to half sib. So it just has to do with isolating traits. And they do that with thoroughbred racehorses, and they did that with pit bulls. They did that with Rottweilers. It's just about isolating traits. But you can't go too tight. And chondros have taught us that you can't go too tight. But there are certain things you can do to isolate certain traits.
So you were talking about the Blue Deuce Biot pairing. You like that one, huh?
Yeah, man, Static was phenomenal. He looked like a Sid Harvest.
He was out of that clutch that produced my male.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know Static was out of that.
Yes. God, I can't even see myself here.
There you go.
We can see you now.
Yeah, you're good.
For sure, Randy. So then, how is your keeping evolved from that, Christian? How is it evolved? Or are you doing the same thing the same way?
I
All right, so now we lost.
I think your microphone went out.
I have a very small collection now. Yeah, I think I have 9 adults. Very, very small. Yeah.
They're very potent blood. That's all you need.
Yeah. With a collection like that, I imagine you don't need a lot.
No, with Velvet, man, like that snake's a stud, man. He's got Tommy's female down there. That's Christian. I have to say that's one of the best clutches I've seen in recent years across the board.
I thoroughly enjoy them. Yes.
Why you only keep 9 adults?
What's that?
I've been picking up shit for 20 years now. So, I mean, like,
He says enough of this shit. Huh?
it gets old. Yeah, it gets old, man.
I feel that.
I think that this is enlightening. Just hearing like how the three of you guys actually know each other and like you guys have worked together over the years, but how you guys' collections are actually intertwined.
When Christian moved out of the barn, he started having his house. We built the mini barn down there for him out of his garage, half his garage.
So,
That was fun
well,
weekend.
hey, Tim,
Yep.
when did you give us Buddy?
Give you, oh, Buddy,
Buddy,
the Burmese?
89, 88, like,
Yeah, it was probably in the mid to late 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
So this was a Burmese python that I raised up, and I gave it to Sean and Christian, my sister, whatever. And dude, they would have feeding parties on the front yard. They'd have a crowd of people crowded around feeding this thing rats on the front yard.
It hurt like
It was,
that.
yeah, he was, I don't know, 8 feet, 9 feet or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the kids used to love that.
Yeah, well, you still, I think everybody remembers the day where you first, when you were thrilled over seeing a snake eat, an entire mouse or rat. I remember the first time when, I saw an arboreal snake, basically wrap and eat, a mouse or rat, from the bottom up. Thought that was the coolest damn thing.
You ever hit a raccoon hard, throw it in the back, try to get your because you're so hammered up?
Hey Tim,
that?
could you get? It's not Tim. James, could you get closer to the microphone because it sounds like something's like shifting around.
Mine's bad
I'm
too.
like put away, but that ain't me. I'm not Mr. Shifty.
Okay.
You hear me now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Mine's bad.
Yours is good.
So,
I think.
Back in like, I don't know, 89, Tim got some northern, where northern, they weren't basins, northern
Oh, the emeralds. Yeah.
area. And
Yeah, that was, I guess I would have been probably like 89, 90. Yeah. I had one. I had a male, and then your brother got a female.
And I watched him eat a meal underwater and stayed underwater for like 30 minutes. And it blew my mind.
Wow.
It was way, 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 way back.
Yeah, that is that's something to see if you've never seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
The babies kind of do that though. The baby Neos will do that. They'll drop, they'll take a fuzzy or pinky into a water bowl and then eat it out of there. But it looks kind of scary, like they might drown themselves trying to eat in there. But I think arboreal snakes they can just do shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like when you're first trying to feed them and they do hit that water, they instantly let go a lot of the time now. They scare them.
Yeah. Once they get the hang of it, like once they get to the point where they're
Yeah.
probably eating fuzzies, they're just like, I'll take it any way I can get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's about where I'm at right now, my babies.
Is that
Yeah.
your wine collection behind you, Christian?
Huh?
Is that the wine collection behind you?
It's my wife's office.
Okay.
I see what that is.
Yeah. Yeah. She's out of control, but doesn't drink. So.
Krista, how long is it from hatch day? How long is it taking you to start your feeding trials? What are you using chick scent or what do you use over there for your tricks?
I always try without chick first. But like your very first feeding, like it is a fine line between like spooking them some and then like I revert to scent quick. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have a certain amount of time that you'll try to feed one before you move on to the next?
Yeah, I like to go quick. And yeah, I go quick. But like you gotta come back and get them to eat. So yeah, I add a little bit of scent and yeah, and just tease and stuff and yeah, and all that. But like I don't tease much, so yeah, 1 or 2 minutes is more than enough. And then if they don't eat, you put them back in and come back 30 or so minutes later.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I will say the greatest person I've ever seen feed a Neo is Tim Morris.
Really?
No, you and Buddy, man, took that shit to the
No.
next level.
No. It is an art, and yeah, man. It, it, Tim is the best.
Well, I appreciate that, but I would respectfully disagree, man. I think you and Buddy definitely, took it to another level, with things. Because I remember a couple nights at the barn, when Buddy came over and he did some innovative things, and I think
Really?
you did some innovative things from what he was doing. So
You've gotten some tough ones started, though. I know that. And
no, I definitely did, but I mean it just all that stemmed from a conversation I had with Trooper when I was striking out with about half the first litter I ever hatched out. And he just told me, he goes, look, you just got to piss them off sometimes. You just got to, just go after them and not worry about hurting them, And I always worried about hurting them because, their skin's really thin. And,
First try.
Yeah.
Zip hat.
but, you try to, I guess, trigger the feed response. But,
They got thin skin like most millennials.
yeah. But like some of the scenting things that Trooper did never worked for me. I mean, his go-to was to bring a live chick home from, the zoo. Then he would kill it, and while it was still warm, he would kill it while it was still warm.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, he would cut it open. He would cut it open rituals and dip the live pinkies right into the warm blood of the freshly killed chick. And that never worked for me, but it worked great for him.
Now I will say this worked with my first clutch. Now, if you've been squeamish, this is gross. So I would take the chicks and I would cut off all the chick down, and then I ended up with a bunch of chicks that were just virtually, featherless. So what I did is I thawed them and add a little hot water to the food processor and blended them up and dipped them in that shit.
Yeah.
And then put them in the chick down. And it worked for a few of them.
Yeah. I mean, I tried
gross.
pureeing, geckos and lizards and things like that, which is similar to what you were doing with the chicks. And the only thing that worked for me was the chick down. But then when that didn't work, I mean, I started using mouse tails.
Yeah.
If
chick down don't work for me, I use lizards.
Yeah.
I just use lizard.
And the other thing was, I got into, and I think Christian mentioned this a little bit, where I would line up like 5 or 6 tubs, the shoe boxes, and I would work my way down the line because invariably they get to a point where they start running, and at that point, game over. So you just put the lid back on and come back to them later.
Yep. But Tim always fed pigs. He didn't resort to anything else. He always fed pigs, and if it took more time, he always fed pigs. And I respect that.
That's why I got out of it early, because it drove me stir crazy.
Yeah, right. But you always fed pigs.
So Buck, what was the what was that litter Sean and I did? I think we only got like 2 babies that were dark as hell. I think I did finally get a meeting, but I never know what happened to them. And I can't even remember what that pairing was, but it was like a super pairing that we were all jazzed about, or at least Sean and I were jazzed about. And there was only like 2 babies that came out of it.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
So ironically, the first 3, I think 3, maybe 2, but first 2 or 3 clutches that we got from Zor, which was Mr. Blue back to Mom, we had power outages, and
Yeah.
we lost power for like 17 hours straight and stuff, and the incubator was down, and every time we got a frickin' Azor clutch, our power went out, and we always had really, really low hatch rates from them, and yeah, and it sucked.
Yeah. What the hell was that litter? I can't remember what it was. I think it was an Azure litter, actually, but it was. Can't remember who the female was.
So, Chris, while you're on that subject of low hatch rates and stuff like that,
Yeah.
explain to me a little bit about your thoughts on during the breed, where
Hold on, what?
Yeah, like
Hold on. I'll try to get it out. Just
You're cutting out, James.
all right, I'm right here, man.
Yeah.
So everybody shut up and I'll get it out.
Climb up the telephone pole, man.
Yeah, do it. Oh God.
All right, are you listening?
I don't do shows, so get it right, James.
I'm just trying to ask a question.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yes, sir.
when you're cycling your females,
Yeah.
and you want to get a nice fertile clutch,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on the temperatures so you don't get either slugs or unfertile eggs, and you're in the room being at different levels with heat pad, the heat.
All right. So you broke up some, but so I would not know how to breed chondros without Tim or Sean, and they gave me a formula way back, and I've followed that since. And I would not be able to hatch a freaking single chondro without my time with Sean and Tim. So with that said, I follow
witness protection. What?
I follow what they gave me back in like 2008 and stuff and all that, and sure it worked, and yeah, and all that's fun and stuff, but like we would cool down to like 70 at night, and I don't know if it was Tim or Sean, but we would also cut back the photo period some and the heat period some. So we would go from like a 12 and 12, and then you move to like November, and we would go to like an 11, 13, and then we would go to like a 10 and 14, but we would always keep a pretty high day temp. But with that said, I legitimately don't know how to do it on a 12 and 12. So I have always worked with what I've been taught. And that's what I was taught 15 years back. And I wouldn't know how to breed them without Tim and Sean. So, like, that's just what I do. I would like to adjust that a little bit here in the next few years, but I'm not quite sure how many more years I'm going to do this because it's getting old. So,
that's one of those things that you realize after a while of having condoms. It's like you do see a point when you are not going to have chondros, at least not to be like consistently breeding them. And a lot of people, they ask questions.
And them 60
like,
babies, whipping Travis' ass, boy.
It's not 60, it's 38. But
a lot of responsibility to not be able to like leave your home and stuff at a certain point. You know,
yeah,
when you keep animals, man, you like you either have to be there or you have to have somebody there to trust. You know?
Yeah, I've cut way back. I mean, we had like 40 or so adults at the old barn. I'm down to legitimately like 8 adults now. So like it's really small scale and it's been a lot of years picking up poop. So like I'm just not sure. Like I don't know.
I think it's normal. I do think it's normal. I think a lot of people that have been breeding chondros for way longer than I have. I think that, they say it all the time, but, people just don't believe them. But I understand. I see it. There's a point in time where you just say, I don't want this part-time job anymore. I think that's what happens with a lot of people.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's a lot of fucking work.
Well, yeah, I mean, and and Christian, I don't think you give yourself enough credit, buddy, because I mean, there were several years there, man, when you were fucking just 4, 5, 6 litters, and that's just suicide, man. I mean, I at most in my peak years, I had maybe 1, maybe 2 litters a year. I mean, because I just knew I couldn't take that shit. I mean, there were times I remember you had freaking 100 damn babies, and I was telling your mom like, "Oh, fuck that, man! I wouldn't. That would drive me insane."
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you do that for even a couple of years, and it just wears you out. Yeah. I mean, I just have 1 or 2 litters a year, and it wore me out. So I can't even imagine, having 100 babies or whatever. And you certainly perfected the whole incubating thing. I mean, you had that forma unit down at the barn. You had that thing down to a science.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was Colin Meeks.
Yeah, well, you guys were getting damn near 100% hatch rates on almost every damn single clutch.
Yeah.
And there were multiple clutches every year. So yeah, man. I mean, that's a lot of work. A lot of work.
Yeah.
They're a lot of work when things go perfect. If it doesn't, it's a fucking more work.
Well, even when it goes perfect, the babies are never always easy to feed. I mean, you'll get some, but if you got 100 babies, you're lucky to get 50 of them going right away.
Yeah.
And then sometimes there's just 5 of them that you just don't even want to go back in the room to look at because they're going to take up 3 hours of your fucking night.
Yeah, just sitting there looking stupid, not on the perch, just like fuck you. What are you looking down at me for?
Or they just bite, wrap, let go, bite, wrap, let go, bite, wrap,
Drop,
let go, bite, wrap.
drop.
Those
Yeah.
are the ones I just stick pink heads in their mouths and let them fucking try to.
The best ones are the ones that you give them a pinky and they just fucking fling it. Like, the fuck else you gonna do?
Or
Yeah.
you fling them.
Yeah.
I did that once.
Say wee.
No, I did. I did that once to a blue male. Fuck, what was that blue male I sold to Mike Barr? Mike Bear? What the hell was
Little
his name?
Reggie. Little Reggie.
The
Huh?
one with
Little Reggie.
Little Reggie, man.
Hey, little Reggie. Yeah,
Dude,
you had
that
to get rid of him.
All right, so little Reggie was a pain in
Tim
my
told
ass.
me stories about him.
Dude, he was a pain in my ass for 14 freaking months, man.
I know, but as soon as you sold him, he fucking produced.
I couldn't believe it, man. I just couldn't.
yeah.
And that was the least. That's the least he could have done, man. But I did one time. I got so frustrated. I took the perch and I whipped it, man, and he went flying off and hit the wall. I was so mad, man. I was so fed up. You don't understand trying to feed a snake for 14 or 15 straight months where it's like 2 or 3 hours to get this damn thing to take a meal.
No.
And I
get it.
I lost my shit, man. I just couldn't take it.
So
I get it.
So I've never done that, but Tim, you taught me to never assist feed, and you got to tease it and get it right, and just get it to strike and get it to swallow and everything else, and
You ever
because
been
of you,
swallowed?
I have never
been
taken
swallowed?
the short end out ever.
Yeah.
Were the babies
But that's the hard road, though, and then, like I said, when you're producing 50, 60, 70, 100 babies at in a given year, man,
It's tough.
more than tough, man. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
The fact that you haven't drinking all that fucking wine in the back of that wall right there is that's saying a lot, man.
Dude, there is more than one time when I told Mom, your sister, that I wanted to burn that place to the fucking ground. More than once.
mentioned
Holy
Well,
shit.
This
she
man
told
said,
me you wanted to
"Fuck
do that.
it all."
She told me you wanted to do that,
Yeah.
but for different reasons, man, to get rid of the frogs.
Yes.
She said you fucking hated those frogs, man.
Get like 1,000
I thoroughly enjoyed the species and like the intricacies of those frogs, but the fucking work rate was out of control.
You got water every day. Fucking egg, right?
So to let everybody know who doesn't know, so back in the day, my nephew Sean had this place. Well, it was called the Barn, right? So most people might remember that. So it was a pretty big place, and the top floor was nothing but poison arrow frogs. The bottom floor was nothing but snakes, mostly chondros. And periodically, my sister, who was working the frogs upstairs, well, it was basically Christian and my sister working the frogs and the chondros, and periodically my sister would try to rope Christian into coming upstairs and helping with the frogs. And yeah, and I'm right there with you, man. I couldn't have done it. I love looking at them, but I didn't want to deal with all the headaches of feeding them and taking care of all the damn fruit flies and all that shit.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it was a lot of work, man.
Oh, a ton of work.
Yeah.
And them damn fruit flies were everywhere.
Hell yeah.
You guys
that sounds awful.
water every day, right? On the tadpoles or the frogs?
Yeah. Oh,
God.
yeah, tadpoles were a pain in the ass. You had to change the water every day.
Yeah.
Stop, James. Stop.
And he's got PTSD from that, man.
Oh my god. Oh man. It was so much work. So many years, man.
Come on, there was some crazy shit going there. That was Tim brought me there the first time. That's the first time after Chondro Fest hung out with there. You had some sick shit there, man.
Yeah, that was a crazy collection, Brian.
That
I
that
agree.
time I my favorite steak there, I think, was Prince. You had Prince there. You had October there.
Yeah, it was like 2,000 or 3,000 frogs, bro.
Yeah, it was a lot, man. It was crazy.
3,000 frogs.
There's a shit ton of frogs.
That's a lot of rivets at night.
Oh, and the
It
worst
is, man.
thing about those frogs was the fruit fly cultures. They would inherently just have like dust mites. So like
Yeah.
you like start feeding and stuff in like 30 or 40 tanks in, you're just crawling with dust mites and shit and all that.
Wow.
It was terrible, but it was legitimately the largest private collection of dart frogs in North America for
Yeah, it was
for years. I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah, you guys do.
Who the
What you
fuck is
think,
witness?
John?
Who's witness protection? I don't know who this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What the hell? Couldn't he turn off his mic?
Does somebody know him? Keno,
Huh?
where are you at?
I had to go get my the little troublemaker.
Oh,
He's running around here loose.
do you know who witness protection is?
Wow, what is he saying?
Come and look at it.
He been saying shit in the comments the whole time. That's what I've been reading.
I wasn't really reading it.
What is he saying, man?
Is it? I don't
How are
know.
you guys doing? I'm having problems. Counter artists. Just attack.
So, hey, Chris. So they were asking earlier. You probably were on, not on, but maybe
Hey,
listening.
what is he talking about?
Yeah,
I
They
don't
were
know.
talking here.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Let's
I
keep going.
watched.
Let's keep running it.
So, Christian, they had asked if you still had any of the. What'd you guys ask if Christian had still had any of the original Mr. Blue or Blue Line or Zor or
Yeah.
any of that shit?
Yeah, if he still has some of the original founder animals from
There
you.
you go. Do you got any of that stuff still, Buck?
This beer is gross.
I still do from a good friend that
If that is you,
loaned
we
me
still not say your name on the show. Get your fake science
some
ass on
original.
somewhere.
Hold on, what?
Funky ass on.
Keep going, keep going.
My fault, Christian. I apologize. No, I was talking to. No, go ahead. Sorry,
Yeah.
sir.
Really, really cool. Yeah, a friend of mine loaned me a male that is pretty much solid blue that comes
Okay.
from Blue Deuce. That is from some of the original lines, and I'm not sure. Yeah, I gotta kind of think what I want to do with him, but he's here, so yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
Blue Deuce was a stud, man. He was.
dude, I hatched over 200 snakes from Blue Deuce alone.
Yeah, I mean he probably is one of the most prolific males.
Yeah,
Got
Yeah.
yeah, and that male has produced 6 clutches now, I think.
hold on. Yeah, I didn't get you, James.
Everything is like breaking up.
Yeah,
It's like your voice is like pop locking.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I think I get closer to this fucking. I have the Bluetooth from that clutch.
Biak, yeah.
That male has produced 6 clutches so far.
How many? What?
6.
Yeah,
6 clutches.
6.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it, dude. Fucking solid breeder.
Yeah.
And that Blue Deuce Bia clutch, man, produced a couple snakes that looked like Sid Harvest shit. So
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's I really really like it.
And what was Sid's background?
Huh?
What was Sid's background?
Maruki outcross from Maxwell Cross Forest.
And then what animal did you guys produce? Remember that Toronto male or female?
Yeah.
That was Sean's.
Yep.
There was some pairing guys did that produced some pretty cool animals from that.
That was Goliath.
Was that Darth Sidious?
No, that was Goliath 2 Toronto. Goliath was a Sib 2 Azor. So that was Mr. Blue back to your mom.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And
What?
and ironically,
From the Mr. Blue female mother.
Yeah, Toronto was a really like a super blue female. I mean, she was remarkable.
so she was probably hormonal blue at the end, but she was from the same sire as Dream, according to
That's right, Jeff Hudson's dream. That's right.
But according to the AZA stud book, so possibly half Dream, but then she was bred to Goliath, which
Right.
was like a pure
That was James.
blue blood girl, right? And then bred to
What's that?
then bred to Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Crazy was Daddy Plants and my blue female, right?
Yeah, and that produced Lunatic. Which,
oh God, yeah, I remember that one.
Lunatic.
That was a fucking what?
Yeah, which
Oh,
a
that thing
few
was
years
amazing.
back I bred Velvet to, and that produced Swamp Thing, which John has, and
Swamp
my
Thing? Okay.
Jackie Moon.
Yeah.
So you've got Jackie Moon lineup now, right?
Jackie Moon, bro.
Wow.
So you more of a fan of your designer to designer parents or the outcross with the Biox?
Oh, I'd love a designer Bioc all day. Love it. Love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you feel one or two things in the works for Jackie Moon this year?
I do. Courtesy of another friend. I'm not sure if he's going to breed this year or next year. So, yeah. I gotta say, he's like borderline there. So,
Awesome. From the Blue Sox. And should be able to breed this year.
Sidelines got you, James.
Yeah, James, can you get closer to the mic?
Breaking up, yeah.
Yo, bro.
The sidelines got you.
Sorry. Thank you. Oh, man, it wasn't like that before.
Yeah. Come on, James.
I'm done, bro. I'm done.
Come on, James. Come
James, it's not. You just gotta get closer to the mic. I don't know if it's that the
I'm
closeness.
I'm a foot away from the fucking camera, bro.
on. Yeah.
Oh, there you
Is
go.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound
Yeah,
better.
there you go. You got to curse more.
Motherfucker.
All right, you know what? I didn't get a chance to
Christian
ask.
Stewart. Let me ask him one more, then you go. Christian, what I noticed from you is a lot of parents that you do a lot of joint parents, and it seems like you got like your main circle of guys that you just deal with only. How did that come about? Is these just your guys come about? Did you lock in with them because they got certain genes that you like, or how was that?
So way back, Sean, my brother, he invested a lot of money into a lot of males, and really, if you're gonna do this right, man, you want like 4 females per male when it really comes down to it. And we had a bunch of top-notch males, and we didn't have as many girls. So, like, we reached out to Tim and James and other cats and stuff, and we just did a bunch of joint pairings. And look, like Tommy, he's a little bit different because he bought a female that was at our house or our place that didn't breed for 1 or 2 years, and the owner got I don't know what do you want to call it, stale or bored, and he sold it to Tommy. And and I was like, hey man, do you want to come and get your girl? And he's like, nah, I'll leave her there. So, like, we have had some good studs, and just put them to friends' girls, and we've had success in some ways and other times not. So, like, we've had clutches with Tim, with James, a bunch of others, and
John Irby, few people.
A bunch of cats. But, like, more so it's about diversifying the blood and, like, doing pairings that make sense genetically. So, like, if everything is just in house, it's all going to lead to a bottleneck at some point. So, like,
Preach.
why not diversify things?
All right. Nice to answer. Well said.
Sorry, it's not like more exciting, but yeah.
It's
just,
We'll need. I don't need
that.
that. Hey,
it makes a lot of sense.
We don't need nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
I do got a question though. We didn't get it to get around to like actually just hearing from you guys about what you guys actually wanted to talk about.
I don't know. We've been talking.
I mean, but usually people, they'll say, "All right, well, I want to talk about this." That's why you asked the question.
You got Christian on here finally, man. You should keep
asking. Oh my god!
You know what? That is a good point.
Yeah, and hold on, really, it goes back to Tim being at the barn and back in 2008 and 9 and stuff, and we just looked at what we had collectively, and we just bred a bunch of shit. Like,
why you call it the barn?
It literally.
Dude, that was just the name of it, man. It was an iconic place.
Like a red barn.
Yeah, red barn, 2-story barn. It was probably 1,800 square foot, top and lower level. And what's funny is when Tim was there was probably 500 plus snakes there, Tim.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Yeah,
it was all chondros.
At least 200 or 300, man. That's
the Black Beauties, the Womas, the Sanzinians.
Yeah, just all the other shit. But yeah, man. But yeah,
there was a ton of shit there.
Yeah.
Yo, so was Lunatic you were talking about, Christian? Lunatic was badass.
Yes. Yes, sir.
And what was the other one? Acid?
Acid, yeah. Fuck. Yeah.
black and blue, and Lunatic black and blue.
Yeah. They both morphed a little bit different. Lunatic morphed more blue line ish. Acid morphed more like hormonal, but at a really young age.
Mhm.
So they were different. I wish I had gotten more out of both.
How many clutches did you get out of Prince?
Huh?
How many clutches?
Prince. Prince. I think 3.
Any of those animals still alive?
I think Luca has 1 or 2 males from him still. Quan had a female that I gave him that unfortunately died a few years back, right before breeding time. But I think Luca might have 2 males still. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't keep any of those as much as I wanted to.
Prince was badass.
Prince was the fucking shit, dude.
Yeah, I think better than October to some respect.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yes. Awesome snake.
Yeah.
So, Christian,
Incredible.
I got a question for you. So, since you're talking about winding down operations, is it safer to say now that if people want to get, an animal, a Christian stored animal, that they better get it while they're getting this good, because you may not want to keep doing this much longer?
That's a two-sided thing.
He's stuttering. He's stuttering.
Yeah. So this past year I didn't produce anything. I'm working to produce more this year. Yeah, I may have like 3 or 4 pairings. Yeah, then I've got a new male that's coming up. I man, chondros are gonna be chondros.
Ain't no stopping.
So,
Ain't no stopping Christian Stu.
I don't care if you've hatched 3 or 4 clutches or hatched 50 clutches. It's not always so cut and dry.
It's not. It's not.
It still takes work. I mean, dude, I've hatched, I don't know, 700 freaking these things, but like,
Damn, 700.
yeah, you still fail. Yeah, I still fail. So like, yeah, like it's not always easy.
That's where all those Neos in the freezer at the barn perched up on the bed.
Huh? James?
The Neos in the freezer at the barn.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that is a terrible story.
That's funny. That's an awesome story, actually. But
Come on, Tim, tell the
Tell
story.
it, Tim. Tell it.
well, the shit that died, we drape it around the little basket inside the freezer, and you'd open that freezer, there'd be probably 24 frozen chondros in there.
Not 2 dozen. It was like 2 or 3.
Right?
Nah, it was more than 2 or 3, so it was somewhere in between that.
Yeah.
But you posed them like they were perched
Tall
up.
tales.
Oh yeah,
And hunting.
I was ready to sell them.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I mean, it still just happens. I mean, I've got animals that are still in my freezer. I don't know what to do with them, so they just stay
Feed
there.
'em.
I don't.
Dude,
I
I have jar.
I throw that shit right in the garbage. My masochist days are over with. I'm done going in that freezer and looking for feeders, and I'm going stumbling over old dead nice shit and just abusing myself over again. Fuck that. I learned better. I love myself again.
Remind me to fuck up.
I'm thinking about burning
Hey.
them or something, like just cremating them.
I'm making a lava lamp out of mine.
That
Boots,
sounds gross.
boots,
It's gonna be
baby,
just
boots.
dead chondros floating around.
That sounds so gross.
Crazy.
Hey, so Chris,
Cowboy boots.
Chris, you said you didn't produce anything this year. Did you just not try, or
Nah, I got a
just
little.
a bad year? Or?
No, just a lot of other things went on, and yeah, I just don't think I was. So I did all of my uh, like due diligence week by week and stuff, and like I didn't deviate from any of my weekly chores, but I think I fed a little bit less just because there was a lot of other things like family stuff. So, and then I started, a little bit late. I took 2 or 3 things on loan, like right before breeding season, that I wanted to feed up really good and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got started late, and Blondie, I got started late to breed, and she slugged. So
Yeah.
yeah. If I'm going to critique my own stuff, I got started late, brought in stuff, and just timing didn't work.
So is this the first year you hadn't had anything in a while?
Yeah.
So Tommy's girl had a year off, so she should be good to go, right?
Well, now she's had 2 years off, James.
Okay.
So, see, and that's why I don't like coming on shows, because I don't like discussing what I'm trying to do. But yes.
Well, we appreciate you. I mean, we don't expect to see you come back out ever again, but so we're gonna milk it for what it's worth, Christian.
Yeah, thanks.
For real. Straight up.
So, Tommy's girl's probably my first pairing, but anyone who is listening to this who wants one, don't fucking message me. Just leave me alone. Let me see if I can do it.
Wait till the babies come.
Hey, so
right?
look,
Yes.
repeat that
Please.
again. We will
Wait till the babies come.
Yes,
we'll
please.
reiterate this for you. Just
I'm
because you see
begging
him on the show,
everyone.
do not go harass him and message him about anything he got going on.
Well, I mean, it's been a lot of
Stresses me
pressure, right?
out.
I mean, he's produced a lot
Leave
of high-end
Christian
shit.
the hell alone, please.
Yeah.
Please leave him alone so we can convince him to come back.
Yeah.
Contact me around like December and shit. Just let it go until then, please. Like, I need my peace, and I need to try really hard. So
You wouldn't like Christian, he's angry.
huh?
You wouldn't like Christian, he's angry.
No, I'm a fucking asshole.
Well, if you like, we can have like a candlelight visual to try to get the chondro
Like
community to all put
Brian
some
already
energy,
on board.
good energy your direction.
Brian
Put me on your list,
already
but
on board.
I feel
put
like
me
I'm
on.
letting everyone down at times. So.
No.
we're actually not. We're actually really happy to see you.
Yeah, they're probably relieved to hear that, even
Like,
the top breeders have some failures.
Yeah. And it's just good seeing you. It's good that people get to say, hey, like, that's Christian Stewart. Like, he is a real person and not, just the old man that lives in the house, like in the Sandlot with a big ass dog. Like, but you're like a real human.
He's like James. He's like the white James Earl Ray.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones, yeah, right.
James Earl Ray was white. He's the dude that they claimed killed MLK.
No, my fault. James Earl Jones. He's just a blind man over there keeping baseballs from everybody.
Yeah.
You guys are stressing me out, y'all.
We want you to have fun and relax. This is not gonna, this is not a bad thing. This is a great
Hey,
thing.
so here's something you guys probably appreciate. So, Christian, hopefully you won't hold it against me for calling you out on this, man. But
Yeah.
you guys wouldn't know that Christian was once and maybe still, I don't know, but a high end. What do you call you guys? Like a shit.
The gigolo.
No, man.
No.
Like and with the
Oh,
Yeah.
DJ
yeah.
with the turntables, man.
My man.
Gigolo too.
oh.
Yeah.
He's
I
a
thought you-
Scratch
DJ.
artist, man. He was a scratch artist.
DJ Stu.
DJ Stu, right? Yeah, man. He
Oh
was
man,
big
that's
time.
dope.
That's dope.
Listen.
Okay.
Stu.
Dude,
That's-
seriously, man. Like fucking 3
You can scratch something
turntables
up.
at once.
That's crazy. I bet he was doing like the scratching,
He
the
was. He
DJ
was
stuff,
big time
and
scratching,
you was doing
man.
like the skateboard. You was doing the skateboard stuff,
No, I wasn't
and
doing the
James was
skateboard
somewhere
shit. He
in the
was doing
corner
the
getting
scratch.
drunk,
Yeah,
trying to
man.
find his pants.
Dude, I mean, straight up. I mean, it was like top end shit, man. It was cool.
Tim was on the half pipe on the half pipe on the BMX bike.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
way past my time, man, of being good on a
Knee
skateboard.
pads on.
Yeah. So I did open for a bunch of 80s, 90s hip hop acts like Black Sheep, KRS-One.
Oh
That's what I'm
man,
saying, man.
Yeah,
Black
a bunch
Sheep.
of those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's like 90. That's early.
Yeah, so I started scratching back in probably like 86, 87 ish. Yeah,
Oh,
Okay.
bro, who put the bubble finger up? That's cool.
yeah. So I just packed up my my Technique 12s and I'm giving them to a buddy of mine.
Giving them, damn, man. Those
Come
things are
on,
worth a
now.
lot of money.
We need to make some mixtapes.
They are now. But I've got a bunch of shit recorded from my days doing that stuff. And
How much you gonna charge us to make a bar room beat?
your barber beat?
Yeah.
Like 808 and shit.
Yeah.
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 Bang it.
The
Yeah.
RM 808.
Listen. If you
Yeah.
give us a Christian Stewart beat, we gonna tell everybody, fuck y'all. We got a Christian
Yeah.
Stewart on the beat.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta give us what's the name, dude?
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah,
give
you
us
gotta
like a DJ drop in there.
And then
Oh,
Keno's
yeah,
gonna be
I'll-
rapping.
Like Christian
Yeah.
Stew. Fuck these dudes up. Something like that in there.
Yeah, so
And we
it's
need a video of Opdahl.
DJ
He
drop.
gonna be breakdancing to the beat and shit. Listen.
I think Tim will, bro. I think Tim gonna have a pad on one knee doing a spin around,
Hey,
bro.
Tim, John
Timmy
was the break dancer.
Who was
Tim
that?
was?
John was.
Who?
Sean
Oh,
was
Sean.
Oh,
really?
Sean.
Okay.
That's right.
the break dancer.
Sean,
Did he? All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Sean
Sean
throw out
had,
a piece of cardboard.
Sean had a helicopter that you would die for.
Come on.
Oh, easy, dude. Easy.
Thanks, Adrian.
Yeah. Easy. Yeah.
What up, Adrian?
Yeah.
So I think that y'all should come together as a new hip hop collective, and just make sure we get a beat. That's all we need.
I'll be a backup dancer. Y'all ain't gotta pay me.
I am.
I want to see some moves first.
Oh yeah, he's gonna do some
I
moves.
don't know if you
I
got any
can't-
moves, man.
I can't do that spin around shit though. I
You got
can't do
stone
that.
feet
spin
like
around in
you
my
got
head and
stone
stuff.
feet like James.
So,
He don't do that shit where he,
I could definitely hit a very smooth two-step, and I can step a little bit.
Come on, man. I was seeing a moonwalk.
you can't do a flip.
I just told you I'm not doing that shit, though.
Just do one flip.
I'm not doing no flips, bro. I can do a flip. I just don't know how to do like the spin arounds and all that y'all be doing, and like balancing my elbow.
I don't think that we need you just
Pop and
spinning
lock,
around. real fast, I think you probably get real
Yeah.
bad
I
gas
could
or some
pop like a
shit
little bit.
and just be
No,
farting in a circle.
no, I'm good, bro. I ain't even farting in a circle. I ain't that old yet, bro.
You
Hey,
got
James.
get us
What
some
up,
Hey,
Alan?
midget.
Young Alan?
What up, Aloe?
hey,
It's
James.
Ginger.
Maybe we should show Mandy Middleton from last year.
Oh,
Damn, what y'all do to Andy? Did y'all make Andy break
Capybara.
dance or
No.
something?
That's what Andy did to himself, man. Come on,
He's breakdancing.
Capybara.
capybara.
I'm the capybara.
What did y'all make him do with a capybara?
Oh man, you have no idea.
Wow.
Yeah,
He
he's
was full of COVID too at the time.
yeah, he
You
was
talking?
right. He
Y'all
was.
telling this? Y'all telling this fucking vague story about Andy and a
He had
capybara all
he had a cardigan on.
weird, and you say he was full of COVID, so like he was full of something else that starts with a C. Here's with an N.
Wow.
Yeah,
Damn.
He said,
Oh,
yeah.
Christian.
That's
this,
ridiculous.
this is going
That's
right down the
ridiculous.
drain.
Christian.
Yeah, Bump
Christian.
G.
Yes, sir.
Andy wants to know about your thoughts on proportional thermostats.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that, James. Damn, sorry, bro. I'm not
Wow.
gonna do it.
Yeah, why is James's audio getting better now in this phase of the show?
Yeah,
What is
now
he
that
doing all the
he
time?
Because he's starting to be
wants
on
to talk
bullshit. You
shit.
see that?
Yeah, man, you just on bullshit over there, man.
Yeah. So
Capybara, man.
I fucking hate herp fours.
Damn, yo,
Pros to the pros. The
this
pros.
man
Fucking
literally just
hate 'em.
said, he
Hate 'em.
said, "Fuck Spider Robotics."
Now, so
And what about the Herb 6?
they were good like 15 years ago.
Well, I'm
Damn.
But I
not sure
saw
they
your
were that
post,
good
though.
then either.
You made a post a couple years ago how it's like a few degrees hotter than they were.
No, they so oh god. Oh, you guys are gonna do
I
this
remember that
to
post you
me.
made, but I didn't think you was gonna come on tonight, so I ain't gonna look
All
at it now.
right. Oh
It
my
doesn't
god.
matter. Nobody cares. Just say what you want to say.
All
If
right,
anybody
so
wants to fight you, we'll fight them for you.
the old ones were programmed via the probe sorry, the
Hey, don't get
air
lost,
temp.
bro.
And
go play your son, man.
the newer ones, the Herp 4s and Herp 6s and all the Herp numbers, um, Dion programmed those with the probe on the heat source. So they just perform very different. And if you have a ball python, of course, you want your shit to be on the heat source. But if you have a chondro, you are trying to get air temps and not surface temps. So
Yeah.
they perform very, very different.
Then what? Say they perform different than what? What does Christian Stewart use?
So when you program that unit with the probe on the heat source, it performs very different when you program a unit when the probe is in the air.
Yeah, in the air or on the perch or something. Yeah.
Where a chondro or any arboreal species, you want to monitor the air temp rather than the surface temp.
Mm.
Yeah, they work very, very different.
Do the
Okay.
panels ramp up differently as opposed to proportional? Is that what you're like? The system's different.
Well, it depends on how far away your probe is from the heat source.
Mm-hmm.
And if your probe is not directly attached to the heat source on any of the Herc 4s and 6s, and you're trying to monitor the air temp, they perform more like a non-proportional therm than they do a proportional therm. Yeah, I'm trying to be as nice as I can about this.
Doing a bad job, Christian.
Did you say good or bad job?
Bang up job. Bang up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hey, but
They
you're
just perform very, very different, especially if you're keeping a boreal species and monitoring air temp rather than surface temp.
but you're
Somebody asked. Oh, go ahead, Opdahl.
you're a big supporter of the Herp pros.
Pros, yeah. I've got backup pros.
Yeah.
I've got backup pros as many as I can't name a super like dude that has backup hose. Like, yeah, I'm just saying, like,
Backup pros, backup hoes. I like
yeah,
this.
yeah. So I've got backup pros like
I
Nick
got
Cannon
hoes.
has backup hose. So yeah.
I don't know if you can call Nick Cannon having backup hoes because he
Seems
basically
very
he
I'm
virtually
just
just
saying.
like picks a woman and he's just like, yo, sign this
Mhm.
contract to make a baby with me. Like they're on the clock.
Yeah.
I don't know their backups.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man, I've got backup pros.
Backup pros, backup hoes. Christian Story
Yeah.
is a man
You could use it
of
all,
many
man.
avenues.
Yeah.
So somebody from Adrian from Greek Change said, "What should an emerald body tip be if you heat gun it? I guess just hit it with the heat gun. Where the hell did Keno go?
So heat guns can vary 1.8 degrees in either way, and most of my customers, I talk about their temp gun, and most of us have talked about just going to, what is that one? I'll have to post that in the comments. But I've gotten temp guns that are 3 degrees off of my current, which doesn't help much.
So emeralds is like other. I mean, emeralds are a lot of people slightly lower than green trees, I would think. But I don't know. Just about the same, maybe slightly less.
Yeah. What?
I only have one emerald, but I keep it slightly lower. The green.
Yeah, I think so. I don't have much experience, but we did have the basins temp for years. Yeah, we hatched or didn't hatch, but had litters. Of them. A few times. And I kept them a little bit lower, but I was far more scared of them than chondros.
I mean, their teeth they're just a tad bit bigger.
Yeah.
Their teeth are a little longer.
Yeah.
Well, what else you guys want to talk about?
And where's Keno?
I don't know where Keno went. Keno probably went,
You throw a midget somewhere? What?
He's something probably dealing with midgets. His shirt's probably off. And he's got less than $100 in cash in his hand. Just something is happening, and there's oil. There's open bottles of oil around.
Are there midgets running around in Velcro suits getting flung to a board? What's going on?
In
Keno,
Velcro suits.
like Velcro suits implies that Keno is like savoring the moment. Keno definitely is in a rush. There's no Velcro or anything. There's just oil.
Oh,
There's just oil and cash.
Oh my gosh.
Hey man, I do got a question for you guys. Like, if you guys had, the ability to like be closer together, would you guys work together closer? And what would you guys do?
Fuck no.
Why you got to be like that?
fuck Chris.
Sorry.
Come on, man, don't be like that.
I'm agreeing with him.
We'd kill each other, possibly.
Yeah, we kill each other
No, you.
because neither James nor Christian know jack shit. That's all.
Damn.
Oh, man.
My phone died.
No, Tim is right.
Hey,
Be in charge for about 50
I have to teach both of them how to breed corn snakes.
Damn.
Oh,
You guys are supposed to be. Y'all supposed to be working together. Three of the brightest minds and
No,
three of the brightest minds in Chondro
James
history.
and Christian, they exchange some animals and do some projects together. But
You ever read Lord of the Flies?
Yeah. So who's gonna be Piggy? Who the fuck's gonna be Piggy?
Somebody's dying, bro.
Yeah, who? Yeah, but who's gonna be Piggy? That's the question. Who's gonna be Piggy? Who's gonna get hit in the head with the giant rock? Who's gonna be Piggy?
I came up with the idea. Who do you think?
I don't know, man. It could be any of y'all. As long as all three of y'all on the island, anybody can be Piggy.
Five.
Well, the good news is I don't have chondros anymore, so I'm out of it.
fuck. No,
That's
none.
between James and Christian.
Tim, really? None now?
I've none. I've had none. I've had
Are we
none
talking-
for probably about a year and a half now.
Are
No
we talking
shit.
about the Lord of the Flies book or the movie?
Yo, the book, bro.
I don't remember the book necessarily that well, but I remember the movie when he was trying to have that speech about trying to work together, and then they while he was
fucking
giving his speech,
murdered that
they killed him. Oh, that's so fucked up.
Peter.
He's like, yeah, we gotta work together. Bam, fucking rock. He's sitting there watching rock come down. Oh, that's so terrible.
See him float down the
Oh man, that was a terrible kids movie. That's so awful.
Can we just all get along?
Yeah, it was like we need to get along, and the other kids was like, "Fuck Piggy, fuck him up." And they fucking dropped that rock on his head. Oh, that's so terrible.
Incredible.
I had blocked that out of my mind.
Increíble. Wow.
Oh man. All right, man. Keno, you got anything else?
Tino's tapping his bowl out on the
They don't know what the hell he's doing.
No, I was putting the top back on this.
Oh, all right. What is that?
No, honestly, I ain't never smoked during the show.
What?
No, he never has.
I always smoke. I probably smoke before the show sometimes, but I never smoke during the show.
Those,
Doing some MJ on us.
are those glasses?
That's not. I mean, we got a question from Tuck. He says, I may have missed this, but what temps do you keep your Neos and do you give them a night drop? This is for Christian Stewart.
Night drop,
That
yeah.
is from
I give everything a night drop. But if you're going to give a night drop, you got to get them warm every day. And from the wise words of Trooper Walsh, and this is for you, Tim. The wise words of Trooper Walsh. You can get them as cold at night as you want, as long as you get them warm during the day.
That's pretty much the way I remember it.
Yeah.
I
So
like to get it warm and get it warm, real warm at night, and drop it off at night too.
You
yeah.
know what's crazy
So,
is Tuck. You know he tried to have a night drop, but he didn't keep it warm enough, and that's what happened to his hairline.
yeah. Yeah. This goes back to so they
This is
they
this is an idiot, bro. Whoever this is, bro.
these critters thrive off of warmth. The warmth that you give them is what is digesting their meal. And yes, yeah, night drop's fine, but you got to get them warm too. So, way back, yeah, I found that if I'm gonna give a night drop, the coolest temp inside of the cage that I want to give them, that I temp gun them at, is like 82. So like they're gonna be 82 to 87. Yeah, inside of their bin or inside of their cage or anything else. And I don't care if that's 82 to 85 or 82 to 88 or 82 to 89. But if they're at 89, they're just going to sit there a little bit less and then they're going to move back. But you got to give them, if you're going to give them a nighttime drop, 82. 82 minimum daytime, no prolapses, processed food, warmth is their friend.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
So if it's 82 is the low end on the day, what are you dropping
So
them tonight?
So for Neos, I drop about 2. For yearlings, I drop about 3. For a 2-year-old up to adult, I drop 4 to 5.
So the night drop is to 80 for Neos?
So with the pros, you don't have to set a temp at night. You only need to set a night drop. And that's why pros are better than herb 4s and herb 6s.
Yeah, but no temperature to set. It's just a number.
Number. Yep. But it's a number of drop, not a number of set.
Right.
Yeah. So I can just do a 2 or 3 or 4 degree drop, and that's just their drop. I've never temp gunned that at night in all the years I've done it. It's just that much lower than your day temp.
Temp gun it at night and let us know.
No. I'm not going to do it.
Do it.
Let that man live. He don't want to do it. Let that man live.
Yeah. Huh?
Let Andy live.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it. It's just, yeah. It's just, 2 degrees for Neos, 3 for a yearling, 4 to 5 for, adults. But you want to make sure. So with that said, I don't necessarily temp the hot side of the cage. I only temp gun the cool side of the cage.
Got
Which James knows because we've talked for years about this. But if you temp gun the cool side of the cage, you keep the cool side of 82 or above, it seems to work. But then you can temp gun the core temps, and you can adjust the perch height to get a higher core temp under the masking panel and other things, but it leads to a wormhole of all kinds of other things. But that is the secret to
critical is
what I've done.
Right?
Huh?
Your room ambient.
Mine is at 76 to 77.
in order for your panels to run properly?
For the panels to run at roughly 20 to 30% summer. Yes.
There you go. That's all they need to know.
Thanks, James. James is just setting me up here.
Yeah, that's what he. Yeah, that's what he is doing.
Quick.
James is just trying to get my whole spiel out because we've talked for years about this.
Well, that's why it's wonderful to have all three of you guys here.
Now, James asked questions like a lawyer.
For all
He
of
might
us.
be a lawyer.
We're gonna
He
need.
said, so is it safe to say that you do not or do this? I said, damn.
I was like, that's not a real question.
Andy's gonna be our lawyer.
You said Andy's gonna be your lawyer? Well, I don't know if he's gonna be y'all lawyer or what y'all make him do with that little animal.
What the hell is
Yeah.
that?
Y'all made him do something with some animal. That's what we just talked about.
He was doing the creation of the capybara.
James is just breaking up.
Yeah.
Andy's riding the capybara.
Oh, that was funny.
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like some freak shit.
And he prolapsed.
Terrible.
Wow.
Wow. Was it like a slow fall out, or was it just like instant, like,
Bro, what are you doing?
You'd have to ask him, man. We didn't actually inspect the
doing,
area.
All right. Let's go around the horn. Hey, Tim, you got anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
He said, was it a slow fallout? Man.
Yeah, I love you guys, man. That's all.
Hey, we love you too, Tim. What about you, Opdahl?
This is a long one, man. This is going on 3 hours.
It is, but it's good because we with y'all.
It was
So
worth
doesn't
it.
really matter.
Well,
It was worth it.
We got DJ C Stu finally on. So
Hey, you know, he scratched the board. He needed his own hour.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was good to have him on, man.
I said I would never do a podcast.
Yes, he did.
You
But
guys
you did.
are the exception. So
Oh man, you
Much,
don't make
much
me hold
love,
on. Where's
y'all.
the water? Where's the water?
Yeah.
Let me get my tear
Well,
right.
hey, man, you guys know you're the only one to get him on here, right? So, I mean, you guys are a special bunch.
I've never done a podcast because I fucking hate talking about this shit.
Hey, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's better with Tim and James here, and you guys, of course, and Jay. So
Yeah.
We definitely letting us. Thank you for letting us pop your podcast cherry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's so aggressive.
It was a great experience. I hope it
feels-
felt as good as
feels
good
good,
as you
bro.
as it did for us.
I appreciate you for coming over here. Let me pop your podcast cherry. Now go ahead and put on your pants and get up out of here. Put your pants on and go
That's
now.
some dish powder. Get some dish powder.
It's a dish powder. Your Uber's waiting.
No, we love you. We definitely appreciate you, Christian. For real.
Man.
Hey, Christian, you want to say anything?
Huh?
You want to say anything?
Stovepipe, what do you got?
We'll get back to this after Daytona, and we'll have some more debauchery to talk about.
I don't think anybody needs that.
Oh, you need it.
The world needs more.
You just don't know it, but you need it.
That sounds like how he starts off his spiel to the stripper. He's like, I only got $60, but I know you really need it.
It's almost like having a Cuckers interview on standby.
Yeah. Next time, make James explain the whole stovepipe story.
All right, deal.
All right.
Soft tap.
He said soft tap. Oh no, you're gonna explain it next time.
Oh yeah.
What's the logo at Softails, Timmy?
Say again?
The logo at Softails when we drive by there?
Oh, one ugly one.
No, yeah, one ugly.
What is Softails? What
There's a
is
strip club down in Florida
Oh man.
that we haven't gone to yet.
Okay.
We just
What y'all think? Oh, so hold on. What y'all think the quality? Just guessing. What you think the quality of meat is now?
Oh, it's gotta be tough.
Think about what?
What the menu, the meat menu look like in it?
I don't know, man. You might get stabbed in that place. Apparently, I don't know.
Yeah, Carl said it's kind of a nefarious place.
Is it like one of those truck stop strip clubs or something?
No, but it's like deep South Florida.
Yeah. Everything smells like mildew and ketchup. Yeah.
Well, we haven't gone inside, so we can't verify
Look,
that.
they're gonna have a lot of badly placed tattoos.
I mean, I was thinking fish, but
It
ketchup,
smells like that too.
whatever works for you.
Smells
Gary-
smells like Lon John Silver's in a dance floor had a baby.
Oh God.
But look though,
Oh God.
hey, if they got anything under 4 feet, hey, you know who on the scene?
They got issues dancing. I bet. Poor bastard.
I don't know what they got going over there, but I know it stank.
If she under 4 feet, tell her how that.
All gone. All gone.
All right, we hit the 3-hour mark essentially, and we want to thank our guests, Opdahl, Tim Morris, and our surprise guest, Mr. Christian Stewart.
Yeah, I'm
We
sorry.
really appreciate you.
Hey, this is
Yeah,
why you
really
gotta be watching the
appreciate you.
Chondro Bar Room. This is why it's always good to watch every episode.
Yeah, because we have fun here. That's all I got. Keno, you want to take us out?
No, man, look, it's been another week again. Shout out to all our guests. I see y'all next week. Shout out to midgets too. We love
Okay, all right. This is unnecessary.
We love the world. What the world needs more is more love. We love little people.
No, you do.
We love little people. Yeah.
All
Shout out
right.
to my little people. Shout out to everybody. Over 2.5 feet, but below 4.5.
Give him a call.
Okay. That's it from us. You guys have a good night, and I appreciate our guests for stopping by. That's been us
Peace
from the
out.
Chondro Bar Room. Peace out.
Shout out to the M&Ms.
All right,
He said-
cheers, gentlemen.
He said, Reverend